Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he.
Like
just from a personal standpoint,
correct.
I love Greg Popovich. I love him. I love every part of this guy. He is just awesome. And,
I mean, unfortunately, I'm the one taking this to the dark area, but just thinking about it, do we have to prepare for something?
oh God, yeah, right. Ugh. Maybe it's like I don't know. It's not Kate Middleton-y, but you know, like they hid that and then
Who?
the princess. You know who she is.
Huh.
Dork.
But she was on the Bucks.
Wait, is she still around?
Bucks. That is true. It's been
Part of the big three with Milwaukee.
It's been a tough year for the Middletons. It has been a challenging year for
Kate, Chris, Malcolm.
Malcolm in the Middleton. You son of a...
Straight down the Middleton.
It's always good to open with. We're opening with dark humor for a reason, by the way.
Explain.
I will not. It's just, yeah. The problem with stuff like this, I'm not good at it.
Yeah.
I'm really not good at it. I'm not good at just not poking it.
Yeah. Well, I hope everything's good and fine with Greg Popovich.
I do too. Oh, I was talking about something else. But yeah. No. Oh, I see. You were trying to. Yeah, I get you.
I was trying to help.
It smells in here.
Describe it.
What were you guys doing last night?
Well, let's see. I was in here. Deuce was in here. Henry was in here.
What, Chris?
I think you got it. What's he got to do?
I tried to hide the answer, but it's in there.
I mean, everyone okay?
Not sure. That game was stinky.
More ways than one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Describe it. Did you tell Chris that?
I didn't, but I will.
That's an all-time line. I may steal that. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Oh, they're blaming me. It's
For Popovich?
No, for the for the bouquet in here.
Oh yeah, no, it's not you.
Nothing to do with me. Not me.
It's fine.
It's okay. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in Sacktown Sports.
This was our day. Look, we weren't off yesterday. I see there. Country Station's back. Was this the best of day for us?
Apparently, we don't need to be here.
Yeah.
And we're having in-studio guests later.
Oh, that's right. So we did need to be here today.
We did kind of, not going to lie, thought crossed my mind for a second. I was like, well, we just
show up at 9:30.
I think I speak for all of us when I say we would have been fine taking today off.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to have Chairman Jesus Tarango of the Wilton Rancheria Tribe Kevin Nagle, everything from last week. And then the big vote is tonight. And should that vote go through, which we expect it did, I did a whip count last night and everything. We will
whip it good.
Whip it good. That, you know what? Then whoever thought this would be the case? But then it's like, are we going to have stadium races? Like,
well, baby races go over well.
Baby races are great. Now, all of a sudden, you got Sac State Stadium, you got Republic Stadium. They're both going to go up, I think, around the same time.
Actually, that'd be a good, they do enough of those renovation shows.
Yeah.
Like they could pit those against one another.
Yes.
I'm on this team. I'm on this team.
Mm-hmm.
And who can build it better? Who wore it better? Who built it faster?
Right. Who gets it quicker? Exactly.
Yeah.
I get
Final judges will overview everything.
I get to help out with the Republic Stadium stuff. So we're gonna do
You're building it?
Yeah, I am actually
brick by
going
brick.
bending rebar as we speak. God, that was the worst job I've ever had. I want to put so we're gonna do like social media accounts for the new stadium, right? And specifically so that we can have pinned up there a webcam that just stays there. So the webcam is going to serve two purposes. Number one, people can just check in 24 hours and look at what's going on. Number two, we can make sure nobody's doing anything hinky.
Yeah, no hijinks.
Yeah, no hijinks or low jinks.
Yeah.
And thirdly, because it will record somewhere and then we can do the whole speed time lapse thing goes up type of thing.
This was done in 10 minutes.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I also, this is the tougher one because it's tough to know. It'll take a minute before they're able. The idea is to have this thing open for 2027, but sometimes things move and shake a little bit quicker or slower. So whenever we land on, whenever they land on when they're going to open it, then I want to put up like a giant countdown clock. So the camera will show the stadium site, and then that countdown clock will be like at the bottom or top or whatever. So when you go on the site, you can see, and then it, 3, 2, 1, and then stadium open.
Yeah,
I think Sac State should do the same thing. And
that'd be cool.
And then we should create a third social media account for both of them, and then you have the clocks next to each other.
They taunt.
Yeah, you're not touching. You're not touching clocks.
Yeah,
they're separate. But you got one count and the other count, and then there you go. And then if they open on the same day.
And then attach a ribbon between both, and then one big cutting.
Huge ribbon cutting.
Yeah.
All the hard hats. You'll have a green and yellow hard hat. You'll have the red and gold hard hat. Too many hard hats. Lots of shovels.
Yeah.
You have too many fake shovels you got the King shovel, the old Republic shovel that we had years ago, then the new Republic shovel and hard hat, and then the Sac State shovel and hard hat. A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Things are moving and shaking in Sacramento.
I mean, if we really want this. So wait, how many first shovels are there going to be?
Well, Kings, Republic 1, Republic 2, Sac State 4.
Maybe we should make a yearly Republic shoveling.
I remember I was at the shoveling of the River Cats when that stadium was built.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What was it, 99 maybe?
9?
Jason was there. I don't know, guys. I don't think we're going to be able to build that second top if we don't get started soon.
See?
There's always somebody in the crowd.
Always somebody.
Yeah.
This might hurt us if MLB ever comes here.
John says we should do a live view account and have a live camera angled on the stadium site so people can watch it being built.
Ooh, that's an interesting idea.
I had not
one?
thought of that one. You know what, John? I think we might do that.
You gonna talk? We can talk.
We'll
bring it up today.
We'll bring it up with
John.
With the gentleman. Thank you.
Dave, I know I hadn't thought of it, but I hadn't thought of it at all.
No, I had not thought about it at all.
Wow.
It's a good idea. What else we can do is a countdown clock.
Okay, it's getting kind of busy, but I mean,
clock and solar powered.
Okay.
Do they have those?
Yeah.
Anyways. So yeah.
Well, that'll be fun to check in with them today.
It will be fun. It will be fun to check in with them, and then we have the big vote tonight. You're more than welcome out there. It'll be kind of a deja vu.
Are you speaking tonight?
I am not speaking. I don't plan on it. If I'm
You're singing.
Yes,
you are one of the community.
I am a community.
Yeah.
No, and I Chris is right. I I have written a song.
Good.
It's a duet with Barn Bomb.
Yes, and Chris and I come in as the background singers.
Yes, you guys, you're playing the cowbell.
Yeah. I'll bring the countdown clock.
No, I get to just. It will be interesting because I seriously, I think the last time I was in city council chambers was for the "Let's Do It Sacramento" vote on the arena. I think I've been back, so it's going to be,
I go weekly.
You go every week, every Tuesday.
Yeah,
hang out with some popcorn. Listen. Let me tell you something. The whole mayor. Once upon a time, I wanted to run for mayor just for funsies.
So you went to one of those meetings?
I went to like 3 of them and was like, nope.
There's a lot of other stuff.
First off, let's forget all the other stuff, and you're 100% right about that. Well, country people are playing something loud.
That's me, sorry.
Okay. It's just sitting through. Like, and by the way, I'm not saying any of this isn't important. It's super important, but like, Article 13, street lights on 10th Street. Well, I want street lights. The street lights are going to hurt the bird. Oh, let's take a vote. I reject the vote. You're recognized.
8 people in the community go, this is why we need one, and this is
right,
why we don't.
Right.
No, you're not voting then. You're setting up a committee to discover what these street lights will do.
Whether or not we get to a vote.
It's like, here's how I would be okay with being mayor. I'd have to be, I don't know if this counts for strong mayor or not, but this is what I would want. Okay, here's the bill or the thing, right? Already off to a great start, by the way, with my terminology. And okay, you, sir or ma'am, you get 2 minutes to describe it to me and everyone else.
Describe it.
Sir or ma'am, you get 2 minutes to say and why it's good. You say why it's bad. Okay, you get a counter and you get a counter, right? Coin flip. So you goes first. All right, we're just going to sports this thing out. So that's a total of 8 minutes per thinger, okay? And then we take all the people that want to speak on it, right? They each get 2 minutes, but it's by lottery, okay? So we're going to pick one person that wants to speak for it. We're going to pick one person that wants to speak against it. You guys speak, boom, take a vote, and we're good. So
sounds like an excellent democracy.
8 minutes. 12 minutes, and then vote. We're out of there by 7. And Chris, I get what you're saying. Everybody deserves a voice. Can I say something? They don't. I don't believe in that. I think
you would do better as a mayor of one of those towns where they vote in a cat every year.
Vote in a cat?
Yeah.
I'm not a cat.
Mittens has been mayor for 4 years in this small Minnesota town.
I'm just saying, you don't need 27 people lining up to speak on the streetlight. You just don't. And
but if you have 27 people, wouldn't you think like, oh man, something's up? Maybe I should think about this more.
No, I think 27 people have too much time on their hands and need to get a hobby. Like, I get if it's important, cool. You guys get together, have a quorum, and elect somebody to speak on it, because that's how we have 7-hour city council meetings that don't work. Let's roll it through, baby.
You would 100% be on your phone playing your game.
100. Here's how.
You're like, I got to level 4,009. Oh, sorry.
Here's how right
you
are.
Act like that's not happening as it is.
Here's how 100% right you are. I've watched these and I've actually noticed, and if you go and you look, you'll know I'm right. Everybody sits at that big, what's it called, a desk? All the council dais. Is it like so you have all the council members and kind of like a half moon, and then the mayor in the middle. I have noticed that there is a rise off the desk, so you can't see down below when the cameras can't see. That's what I would have like my AirPod in, and I'd be doing stuff. But then the problem is, because I do this every once in a while on the radio show, when I'm paying attention to the chat or something, someone will be like, and that is why, and you can't have the street light here because of the native hawk. And then like they'd finish, and then 2 minutes later, I'd be like, I have a point of order. Why has nobody brought up the native hawk in that issue? Somebody like, I said that. I'd be like, well, I was getting to level 6,000 and my little satellite ball.
And then I would say, you're lying.
Just saying. Let's get some efficient. Who would object to efficiency? Let's efficient this thing. I say we sports it out. Let's sports out city council. You can have it like Family Feud style. Top 10 reasons why we should have this thing, and then you have the one side
surveys.
Right. Then the other side gets to steal. You have a lightning round.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's make these entertaining.
And people leave with cash prizes.
That's right. We have a 50-50 drawing. Let's make this fun. I want people to tune in for the city council meetings. I want sponsors. I want commercial breaks, minor ones, maybe a live read.
This is an amazing series. I'm going to binge watch this. I've recorded all of them.
100%. Set the DVR.
Yeah.
Let's get with our content partners, Channel 3. Yeah. What are they showing? This is going to be better.
Yeah.
Have everybody come in, do their thing. I want to sell tickets. Maybe $1, but whatever. It raises money.
Yeah.
That's how we should be doing city council.
You're going to be disappointed tonight.
I really am. I'm just sitting there, and it really is the epitome of Bueller. And everyone's going to speak and be like, and it was a long road.
Remember, they would always put the King stuff last.
Yes.
Because they knew if it was first, like the whole place
everyone would leave. They applied. No, we don't. They applied. They applied my kids' music performance rules to city council.
Yeah.
When my kid goes to perform, they have different songs throughout to trick you, because otherwise I'd wait for my kids to be done just like everybody else would. And then it's like, oh, little Billy's done for the day. Let's go. And by the end of the night, the kindergartner's like, gather ye faithful. And there's like 2 people there. Like, good job, Braxton. Great job, Wyndham. We'll take a break. When we come back, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Kings lost. We got a Malik Monk date.
Mm-hmm.
Monk date.
Yeah.
And we wrap up week 10, and Kyle Shanahan addressed the whole kerfuffle. Love that word. The kerfuffling going on the sideline between Debo Samuel and Tabor Pepper. So we'll get to all that. It is Dave. It is Jason. It is Chris. Perhaps for a limited time only. You just don't know. Right here on Sacktown Sports.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Jordan McLaughlin to Isaac Jones to Alex Lynn. Back to Jordan. McLaughlin in the lane, sets up a pass for Lynn. It's broken up by the Spurs, and the Kings commit their 10th turnover. Only 10 seconds to go. This one will be over. Spurs fans to their feet. It's the worst loss for the Kings this season on the road. The previous low was 4 points. Tonight they get shellacked. 20 points is the final margin, 116-96.
Sorry, I missed that. What did he say was 4 points?
The closest. Wait.
Well,
Road loss. The closest. The largest road loss was 4 points.
for the Kings.
Mhm.
Oh, I got you. So every loss they'd had on the road had been 4 points or less.
Not last night.
Not last night. I hate saying this because it sucks, and this is why Kings fans have the PTSD they do. Last night's win or loss was like 10,000% predictable. We talked about it at length yesterday. Well, you beat Phoenix. You got to go into San Antonio. Well, it's nice. Second night back to back. Well, okay. I mean, every team has to deal with it. Well, Malik Monk's out. Yeah. And here's your depth. Here's your depth. Well, it didn't work against the Suns. Well, styles make fights. And we officially, Jason, here's the thing. Like, a lot of people are gunning for Monty right now. And I understand that. Here would be my because I'm not going to completely defend Monty, because we talked about this team being imbalanced going into the season and that there were some glaring issues. And that I do not forgive. But I will say this. How the hell is how is anybody supposed to prepare for the Kings completely forgetting how to make a 3-point shot? I don't know how you prepare for that. How are you supposed to prepare for Trey Lyles being borderline unplayable? I get that he was hurt, but my goodness gracious. He wasn't terrible last night. He just,
wasn't that good.
He wasn't that good.
He wasn't that good, and it was probably his best game.
That's what I'm saying. True. You're right. How do you prepare for having, I think we can say it. If the Kings don't have the worst bench in the league without Malik Monk, it's in the bottom 3. And I think it's the worst bench in the league without Monk.
Well, and even with Monk, it hasn't been great. And that hasn't been as much of a Monk indictment. It's been more of the rest of the bench. Their two major flaws showed up last night. 3-point shooting. Well, really 3. Yeah. 3-point shooting, defending 3-point shooting, and the bench.
Yeah.
And combined. And they've overcome that a lot this year. Last night they couldn't.
No.
And one of the areas they overcome it is by getting to the free throw line. They made 8 of 9. That's usually what DeRozan does.
They
didn't get there 25 times.
No.
They got there 9. So there was no answer to the 3-point discrepancy. And then, of course, the Spurs had their best shooting night. And that's, credit to them, but also blame on the Kings.
Keegan Murray's in a slump.
Yeah.
Kevin Huerter he's there, and then he goes from the defensive player of the game to 2 points in 24 minutes.
Yeah, I thought he played really well against Phoenix. Not last night.
I mean, he had 3 steals. So there's still defensive effort there. You can see. I don't know. And then Victor Wembanyama just
turned into Steph overnight.
6 of 12 from beyond the arc. The 7-12 guy was 6 of 12 from the 3-point line. That's 50%. The Spurs shot as a team 47.8%. I will say this. I think the Kings might actually be title contenders if the NBA outlawed 3-pointers because they can't shoot the 3 and they can't defend the 3.
Right.
And look, this isn't a situation where we're going to, I say we, you and I aren't in groupthink here. I'm not going to panic and be like, season's over. But these are things.
You're not going to do that.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to not do that. What I'm going to say is this team as it is constructed right now is going to get lucky to make the play-in. I would say that as constructed right now, barring some sort of miraculous, I do believe that they will improve their 3-point shooting.
Okay.
They have to.
Right.
Because they have a history that is better than this. And the only real difference here is DeMar DeRozan's presence, which, by the way, may bring it down because a lot of your shots now are going to DeMar DeRozan, but that shouldn't affect your percentages.
Right.
But they couldn't shoot threes in the preseason. Remember, the whole preseason was like, this can't last into the regular season. We're 11 games in.
Well, I even remember saying it last year when they were shooting a ton of them. I go, I think they think they're a better 3-point shooting team than they are.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I don't think they're bad, but they're not as good as they think they are. And then this year, they're obviously just been brutal. I mean, now it gets to the point where I think the question is fair to ask, are they even good at this?
They're now officially dead last in the league in 3-point shooting.
Yeah.
They're 6.5% worse than they were last season. And last season they were 15th. They were bang average.
Yeah. And they're really good at overall field goal percentage, even though last night was their worst night. So good at free throws, good at the twos, basically.
Yeah.
And doing a lot of other winning elements. It is one major category, which is the league's biggest weapon, and they don't have it.
Well, maybe 3-point percentage, maybe there are teams that can work their way around it and be successful. Let's take a look at the numbers from last year. So your bottom 5 in 3-point percentage last year: Memphis, San Antonio, Portland, Toronto, Orlando. I think you have one playoff team in there, Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
Here's your top 5 in 3-point percentage from last year: Oklahoma City, Boston. So right there's your 2 1 seeds: Minnesota, Phoenix, Clippers. You want to keep going? Golden State, New Orleans, Indiana.
So Golden State would be the first team that did make the playoffs.
That's right. And by the way, and they've got Steph Curry, and they're going to specialize in that leg. And so they're almost an anomaly. Yeah, they're cooked, dude. They're cooked if they don't figure it out, which I know is a duh statement, but they're cooked. They have no front court depth. Yeah, I don't even think we're going to get to cuts number 2 and 3 here just because we're kingsing so much. I think I have this right here, Jason. Oh, here we go. I have for you the top 5 in minutes played total in the NBA this year. Number 5, Trae Young. Number 4, DeMontis Sabonis. Number 3, De'Aaron Fox. Number 2, Keegan Murray. Number 1, DeMar DeRozan. The Kings have the top 4 total minutes played in the NBA this year. It's not sustainable. It's a time bomb. The cavalry is not coming. Yes, you're going to get Monk back. By the way, that's that would have been cut number 2. 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks.
2 weeks is evaluation.
It's evaluation. Yeah. You're 100% right. It could be a month. It could be 2 weeks, by the way, but it's at least 2 weeks. It ain't. Look, they're sitting on a 6-5 record. They're not, 1 in 10.
Right.
The fact that they're even there but what we're staring right now in the face is a fight for the play-in, of which they are currently tied for the 9-10 seed with the Clippers, who they just lost to at home. And you have 2 out of your last 3 games were pretty ugly losses, especially last night. So I'll rely on you. I say spin. That implies that you would be making things up, but if you want to make me feel better today, go ahead. Because what is really getting my dauber down is that this is a lot of the things that we have been talking about before they happen that are coming to fruition, other than the Monk injury, other than Keon not being able to hit the side of a barn. And to be honest with you, I didn't expect them to be this good. I didn't expect them to be this good at shooting free throws. So I want to be fair.
Yeah.
But they're dead last in threes. And what, you just get better? Do you just improve? Do they do extra drills? So, anyways, there's your morning. We'll take a break. We got Kings Rewind coming up at 7, so we can.
That'll make you feel better.
That will make me feel better. Sean Salisbury at 8:13. Matt Barrows, special Tuesday edition of Matty Barrows at 9 from The Athletic. Jesus Tarango and Kevin Nagle in studio at 9:28 to talk stadium and Republic and all that fun stuff. So sit back, relax. Coming up next, we've got audio. Kings fall to the Spurs. We'll get that next.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sacktown Sports.
Oh my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey Sacramento, it's Malik Monk and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Thunder, feel the thunder. It ignites something inside of you. Lightning and the thunder. Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it. Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Carmichael Dave with a simple question. What are you thankful for this year? So many things to consider, but one thing we can all agree on is a well-running vehicle to get you where you need to go each and every day. Jiffy Lube would like to say thank you to all their customers this November. Whether a weekend road trip to Lake Tahoe or your daily commute to work, Jiffy Lube has you covered. Serving the greater Sacramento area since 1984. Visit jiffylube.com today to find a location near you, generous oil change coupons, and more. Happy Thanksgiving and holiday driving from Jiffy Lube. Carmichael Dave here for my good friends at American Energy. Cool weather, if not cold weather, is in our future. You know that. It'll eventually get there, and American Energy wants to make sure your system is operating safely and properly. So now is the time to take advantage of the $49 fall tune-up inspection. That's regularly $119, but includes a full safety and duct inspection. And if your system's over 10 years old, it's free. The tune-up is on American Energy. Give them a call right now. They're offering $50 off your first recommended repair, or if you need a new furnace, that's half off the price of a new unit. American Energy been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You can check them out at theaeway.com for an instant quote. That's theaeway.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fitting at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Just talking to a friend who said, got to make a move. And I said, yeah, you do, I think. Said, well, so what do we do? Maybe Lyle's in the pick, Herter in the pick, Herter and Lyle's in the pick. And I know we're getting to that stage now. And I'll say that the words that I think people who talk to me are tired of at this point because it's a broken record. Other GMs get paid too.
Yeah.
You can't take 3, not that they're turds, but what I'm saying is you can't take 3 of your, we don't want this guy, and then send him off to,
right.
It's got to hurt. Like Tyrese Halliburton hurt. That hurt bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were asking, your dauber's down a little bit on this.
Yeah.
My thought on it would be this, that, well, let me ask you this way.
Sure.
If you could, say, I'm going to do this and this will help the team more.
Yes.
Shooting or depth? You have to attack one.
I would say that I think the Kings' record would be better now and better in the would be better now. I think they'd have at least 1, if not 2 wins more, which would put them at either 7-4 or 8-3. If you took that horrific 3-point percentage and just put it back at where it was last year. However, this is not sustainable. You're not going to have the top 4 minute getters in the league, and your entire bench is out 2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, and I wonder, part of me thinks if just the 3-point shoot without a move got better. I'm not saying it needs to be top 5.
Yeah.
But just kind of to the number you said.
Sure.
But that also would imply that Trey Lyles, Malik Monk, Keon,
Kevin Herter.
Well, I'm just saying the 3 bench
I got you.
would shoot better.
Doug McDermott.
Right?
Yeah.
So if those 4 shot better,
yes,
I think they play a little bit more. I think it's a little more comfortable. You know what, De'Aaron? You're going to play 34 minutes tonight. You know what, DeMar? You're going to play 34 minutes tonight.
I agree.
I think that would all go hand in hand. And the fact that they have won 6 games, lost 5. I mean, nobody's bragging about the record. It's not awful. But they are putting together a lot of winning ways to win games with a major piece missing. I don't want to be as naive to say because they're pretty far in now. It's not end of the season by any means, but it was a preseason along with 11 games.
Yeah.
So I think the question is maybe they're not good at it.
Right.
To just go, well, it's a stretch. Well, maybe, but I'm not going to count on that.
No.
Whereas if they added more depth, one, I don't know how they would use it, if they would use it, because I think there was a time in the offseason like this team's kind of deep. It doesn't really feel that way right now. So I think the biggest fix would be if they just shot the ball like normal. I mean, I'm not saying great.
No.
And so I think it would all look different, but you also can't just assume that will happen because it hasn't yet.
I think this team is right now, they're about 7 players deep with Malik Monk.
I have full trust in 7 players.
Yeah, that's
right
Malik,
now, and
that's
then Keon. And I know Trey can be better. I think McDermott has shot well everywhere but here.
Yeah.
You know, it was a little bit like when Bellinelli got here. It's like, didn't this guy make every 3 everywhere else? And then he gets here and can't make any. Sometimes that happens. I don't know how to explain it. He's not afraid to shoot. He's going to shoot.
He's a career 41% 3-point shooter that's shooting 27.8%.
Yeah.
In 7 games.
And my pushback a little bit on the depth. I remember Boston last year, the way they were constructed. I'm like, man, when they added Porzingis, they had a Holiday. I'm like, oh my gosh, that starting 5, maybe 6 is so good.
Yeah.
Who else? But when you play 3 of those guys, then all of a sudden, Peyton Pritchard looks pretty good. Sam Hauser.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that Sam Hauser's a guy in the NBA, but around Jaylen Brown and Tatum, and then you're like, he's pretty good. So if you keep getting DeRozan, Fox, Sabonis playing 20 points, looking like all-stars, that level needs to raise from the other guys. And all of a sudden, like, some nights you're like, hey, man, Herter looks good with this group. And, you know, Keon looks great with this group. So there's been slices of that. It's just they need to find more longer stretches.
Is there a transference issue? In other words, the Sacramento Kings offense for the most part this year has been your turn, your turn, your turn, your turn. It's De'Aaron's turn. It's DeMar's turn. It's De'Aaron's turn. It's DeMar's turn. Oh, hey, here's this bonus layup.
Yeah.
Oh, Kevin Herter with a jumper. DeMar, De'Aaron, DeMar. Oh, hey, Keegan. Oh, brick. You know, that's been the offense. And then all of a sudden you switch to whether you're mixing a little bit of those starters in the bench or it's most, if not all, bench. And now it's like, well, let's run the offense. And that's kind of the consistent problem I've been worried about is DeMar DeRozan, as great as he's been.
Yeah.
Is this changing the Kings offense into something that's not sustainable?
Yeah, it's a fair question. I don't know. I mean, I think where I like it is they've, until last night, been in mainly close games.
Yes.
And when you have 2 of the best clutch finishers, I mean, the Phoenix game's a great example.
Yes, it is.
I remember looking back at that game going, wait, Phoenix, why are you not taking the ball out of DeMar's hand? He had 16 in the 4th. He had the first 8 in overtime. And they had a guy that they just couldn't stop. Right. And then it was like, all right, maybe we'll do something different now. Okay, then here comes Fox, scores the next 8, game over. So I think they've got winning recipes, winning elements. It's just the shooting is crushing them. And the weird thing is, for the most part, we're this far into the season, and I think you and I, your biggest question was defense.
Yes.
Last night's not the best game to counter with this, but we haven't talked about it that much like as an issue for the team.
For the most part, they have actually been as good, if not better, in a lot of areas than they were last season, which I'm really happy about.
So that's good. Again, not trying to say, you know, it's all going to be good tomorrow. They'll be fine. It's a little bit of a weird team to figure out.
They were outscored by 9 in the second, 8 in the third, 7 in the fourth after taking a 26-22 lead into the second quarter. And Victor Wembanyama was just all over the freaking place.
Here's Herter now with a pass into the paint. Gives to Sabonis. Muscles for space. Amazing footwork, but his shot rejected by Wembanyama. Great footwork by Sabonis, but the young second-year Frenchman had the answer. Here's a Harrison Barnes 3-ball knocked down in front of the Spurs bench. That San Antonio leads at 15-11.
Harrison Barnes revenge game. More Wembanyama, this time from outside.
McLaughlin has it, drives inside, behind the back with the dribble. Little bank shot over Chris Paul is good. 2 big plays by Jordan McLaughlin. 3-pointer on the right wing. That time, one-on-one against Paul, behind the back with a dribble, and the bank shot for 2. That makes it 41-37 Kings. Wemby, let's go with another triple and scores it. Wembanyama is now up to 16 points. He's made 4 of 5 from downtown. It's 41-40 in favor of the Kings.
Now, I will say this, and I wanted to get the other stuff out of the way, and it's funny because someone's going to tune in right now and have a completely different look at this. I wanted to get where my head was at on the negative side, because it is. I do think it's important to acknowledge, if I'm being fair and calling balls and strikes on myself, I said before the season, I think San Antonio is going to be a surprise team this year. They're going to be much improved. They're 5-6. And when you look at their losses, they lost at Dallas. They lost versus Houston, who's right up there in playoff position, at Oklahoma City, the 1 seed, at the Clippers, who just beat the hell out of us, at Houston again, and then the one that's kind of goofy is they lost at home to Utah by a point. They've beaten Minnesota. They've beaten Houston as well. God, they've already faced Houston 3 times, yeah. And now they've beaten Sacramento. They have a unicorn.
Yep. And he was the best player on the floor.
And he was the best player on the floor. But when you look even at the rest of the team, Jason Ross, look, Devin Vassell is a solid 3-and-D type dude. Out of Florida State, obviously, I have to say that by law. You add Harrison Barnes and Chris Paul, which give this super young team some veteran depth. Obviously, you have Wembanyama. You have Stephon Castle, who's a high draft pick. Keldon Johnson, Zach Collins. You know, this is not your well, I would say your granddaddy Spurs were actually a dynasty. These aren't your daddy Spurs.
Yeah.
You know, they're your older brother Spurs.
And the injury to Sohan would help him too. But he's out.
Absolutely. But that being said, they should not have lost by 74 or whatever the hell they lost by. So,
no, they got worked. They didn't play a smart game either, I don't think.
They did not. We'll get more into that too a little bit later. Kings Rewind coming up at 7 o'clock. We'll take a break, though. When we come back, we wrap up Week 10 in the NFL, including one of the more surprising football games of the season. I didn't see that coming. And Shanahan squashing beefs or beeves. We'll talk about that next.
What?
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right. Sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
Don't you deserve healthcare you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare. With Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans. Made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
At the law offices of Dale R. Gomes, we understand that when you're facing a crisis, you need more than just a lawyer. You need a team. Our dedicated attorneys work together, combining decades of experience to guide you through personal injury or criminal defense matters with care and expertise. We're committed to supporting you every step of the way, ensuring your voice is heard and your rights are protected. With offices in Sacramento and El Dorado County, reach out to the law offices of Dale R. Gomes today, 916-999-9033, or online at dalegomslaw.com.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, and guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high-hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, Chris Verlaud, all the way till 10 a.m.
Then what are we?
I've been good.
No, I mean, then
That's
what are
debatable.
we? Yeah. Then what are we? Like at 10, what are you?
They meant the royal we.
No. I'm Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, Chris Verlaud till 10. I'm like, oh, then what happens?
10 a.m. I'm chauffeur.
Oh.
I'm driving folk. So that's my day. What are you?
Sweet child of mine.
By the way, I'm going to bring up something personal, but I'm going to speak in code because I'm always careful with other people's personal lives. Can I just say, and I'll say it in a way that's going to make people think something that's not. I'm going to say something that is an absolute fact, but it's going to sound really weird. Ready?
Okay.
Your wife still hasn't sent me those pictures. That is a 100% fact.
What are you going to do with these pictures?
I just...
Jason, he's going to enjoy them.
I'm gonna smile and I'm gonna feel love because it's something that makes me smile every time I hear about it.
Okay.
Is that not a 100% factual statement?
True. Yes.
That is 100% true. Yeah. Let everybody else figure out what I'm talking about. But yes, I thought about that yesterday because you know why I wanted this, because my kids. I told Avery and Mason about it, and they,
wow, it's a family affair.
Now it's
not weird.
That was totally not weird at all. Or maybe the truth is I didn't even think about this till just now. Is it possible that I said, "Oh, hey, I want to see," and then maybe you just didn't know how to be like, I don't want to share that.
Not true.
Not true.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
I told you. I thought I was okay. We were on the phone, and I said, "Yeah, I'll do that." But I was driving, she grabbed her phone. She goes, "I'll send him right now." I go, "Oh, okay." And then I don't think we discussed again. And then I don't know if she got
sidetracked. I'm just gonna guess that she probably, knowing her and how responsible she is, I bet she sent them. But I'll bet you it's some weird Android iPhone garbage.
Oh, I don't know.
Because we've noticed this, like on the tech on our group chat. Chris and I are iPhone, you're Android, and there's been times where I'll send a picture.
You didn't get the black and whites?
No. And I'll get the little red exclamation point that says unsendable or whatever.
That's only with Jason.
That's only with Jason.
The thing I get scared about, too, is because you get in group chats where that happens, or it's like did not send, and then you send it again, it says did not send, and then you send it again, and then someone's like, hey, man, why you keep sending this to me?
Why are you spamming me with 9 pictures?
Because there's someone that's struggling.
I also don't like that like now on iPhone you can unsend texts or edit them.
Really?
Yeah. Like if I was like, Jason, you're a stupid face, and then I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Unsend before you see it, hopefully. Or if I'm like, Jason, I want you to take the cork out of the bottle but I didn't mean to say cork. I can go back and edit it to what I want to say. Can't do that with an Android. By the way, I went to school with an Android. Called her Annie. Why am I not seeing? Do we not?
Is she okay?
No, she's an orphan.
Stupid. Here's a random.
She had a hard knock life.
Random clip from the Miami Rams game yesterday on Thursday Night Football.
Tua takes a snap, pulls it back, touchdown. It's Tyreek Hill.
That was a random touchdown.
That was a random touchdown to Tyreek Hill, 17-6. Jason, I didn't expect that yesterday. Not that I was locked in on Miami and the Rams, but it's Monday Night Football. So
you were enjoying the heck out of the Kings game.
I sure was.
Yeah.
23-15 is your final. Now, granted, the Dolphins are a completely different team with Tua Tagovailoa, who is just starting to kind of get back to whatever he was before, which was a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, I would say so.
Not jumping off the screen, 207, a touchdown and a pick, but he was 20-28. He was efficient. There just wasn't much here. The ball got spread around receiving wise quite a bit. You had the Tyreek Hill touchdown, but he had 3 catches for 16 yards. What I don't get, I did not have Miami going into the Rams and beating them in LA on my bingo card.
Yeah, I was thinking about Tyreek Hill last night too when he got the touchdown because it had been a drought for him. I remember between all my fantasy leagues, I'm like, I wanted Tyreek Hill. I didn't get him in any, and I feel fortunate.
Yeah,
he's not had the year that, and he was, was a high pick, and he should be, but he has disappointed a lot of fantasy football owners. That's for sure.
Yeah, he has, and I think a lot of just football fans were a little disappointed yesterday. Unless you're a Dolphins fan, here's Sean McVay being asked about that third down.
Did you
play.
consider going for it on that 3rd and 4 at the end of the game?
I did, but because it was a 2-possession game and what had occurred felt like kick it away. I thought the defense was playing really well right there. But because of just kind of the flow of the overall game, that was what resulted in keeping it to a 1-possession game.
Okay.
Scary moment. Tua Tagovailoa on a tackle attempt led with his head. Yeah.
I feel good. Everything's good. I went up to that dude that intercepted me and asked him, like, bro, you couldn't just like ran out of bounds or like cut back. It's like you seen me and I seen you. Like you wanted to just run me over. He told me after the game there was there's no room there. Like there was nowhere else to go. So he got to do what he got to do to help his team win games. And I wasn't planning on using my head to go ahead.
I guess his leg kind of did kick like the side of your head. You never felt any other effects from it?
Nah, I didn't feel any of that. That was pretty bad tackling for him, though. That was pretty terrible.
I've struggled with this. I know this is kind of a crap question. And by the way, I think the answer is of course. But I have started thinking like, if in 30 years we're seeing Tua Tagovailoa and he just ain't right, it's like I'm going to feel bad. That's where the answer is, of course, because you're a human being. But also, like, bro, what are you doing? Like, you're not going to wear the Guardian cap? Okay, I've seen the studies. They marginally help according to the studies. But hey, marginally is better than nothing at all. It doesn't look like you're playing as if there's like, dude, you're. I understand being competitive. You're 3-6, and the world's not going to end if you don't make that tackle. At what point do you draw the line between like feeling for someone's safety and also going, they're literally going into this? Unless, by the way, his brain's already jacked.
Yeah, I have a big pushback for you.
Yeah.
Yesterday we goofed around, and I know it's an example that will never happen, but you had said I'd go into there and fight Mike Tyson for
$10 million.
Right.
No,
and so. I hope if that happened, whatever, you get your money and you, whatever, like you got out of there and like, Dave's good for you. You got that money, get out of there.
Yes.
You also could be in a spot, something similar to this, where we're going, I think a lot of us would go, why is he playing? I wouldn't play.
Right.
He's young. We've all been that age at one point. I've never been that gifted athletically, but I go like, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. This is my job. This is what I do. I love this. I enjoy this. I want to play this. I don't have a long time to play it. The rest of us are going, what are you doing? What's the difference?
I would say it's a great pushback. I would say there's one key difference. Tua Tagovailoa could have walked away from the NFL a month ago, and he would have 9 figures in the bank. I do not have.
And also still could have those future problems in 30 years.
And still could.
Without another hit.
But, I mean, you're
opening up
You're putting more poisonous M&Ms in the bowl every single time. I'm not saying there's a perfect answer. I'm saying I don't have 9, nor 8, nor 7 figures in the bank account. So the difference for me for $10 million to take a round or a minute of whatever we said of Mike Tyson chasing me around, that's me living a semi-comfortable life. More importantly, that's my kids going to any college they want. That's my mom having a live-in healthcare. That's all the things that we all would do, going from thousands of dollars in the bank or whatever to millions. Tua Tagovailoa's great grandkids right now are going to go to private school.
Yeah. What if you had the same odds of future issues that he has?
You're saying would I
like
still
he
do
may
the,
not have anything?
Would I still do the Tyson thing if I had the same, like if that meant CTE and all that?
Whatever the odds are for him, were the same.
I
for
would
you.
say this, and I don't say this lightly. If you told me right now that my kids and my grandkids and my family and my mom and my dad and everybody would be taken care of and live comfortable for the rest of their life, but I had to put a gun in my mouth and pull the trigger, I'd do it. And I wouldn't, and I don't think, I wouldn't say I won't hesitate. Of course I would, but I'm being very dramatic to say that I'm not thinking the Mike Tyson thing about all the cool clothes and cars I'm going to get. I'm speaking from a place of fear that am I going to be successful enough for the rest of my life, which there's less ahead of me than behind me, to where I'm going to leave my wife, my kids, my mom, my dad, who will probably go before me. Why did I just knock on wood on my parents dying before me? That was weird. I'm very afraid of that. That's a fear that haunts me. So that's the motivation. Not I'm going to buy a Lamborghini and live in Granite Bay. As we take a break, did you know this? Tua Tagovailoa's first name is Tua Tagovailoa.
That's what I call him.
They call him Tua, but his middle name's Donnie.
No.
His middle name is Donny. I'm pointing at it.
Yeah.
I didn't have that either. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's rewind.
Let's do it.
Kings Rewind next.
Keegan Murray plays here.
Keegan scores another three-pointer. Keegan Murray knocking it down for 23 points. Match De'Aaron Fox for game scoring honors.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Fisher Investments. We may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our clients' portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Well, I do now.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Flo here from Progressive to tell you how you get more than great savings with us. You get customer service access through our mobile app, online chat, or by phone.
That's a lot of ways I can get in touch with you. I see what's going on here. You can't name favorites, but I'm your number one customer.
Actually, we offer all our customers these ways to contact us.
I'm sure you give just any customer your personal
company
contact info.
Well, you did call us more than any other customer this year. So in that sense, you are our number one customer.
Get help from Progressive through the website, app, chat, or phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number 1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
Insurance companies perform a very valuable service, but they want to keep their money. Although most cases settle before trial, it is paramount that the insurance companies know that if pressed, your legal team has the experience to take your case all the way. For 25 years, Ashton & Price has earned the reputation that if the insurance company isn't fair, we're ready to force them to be fair. My mom used to warn me, wait till dad gets home. Think of us as dad. The best part, there's no fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
David Dusek writes in Golf Week that according to FootJoy, about 65% of golfers wear the wrong size golf gloves. A properly fit and maintained golf glove will help you stay connected to the club without extra tension, which can mean more speed. Snug is the name of the game. A perfect glove should fit like a second skin, wrapping tightly around your palm and fingers. If the glove is too loose, the extra material can bunch up and lead to a bad connection between your hands and the grip. The fingers of the glove should extend just to the tips of your fingers. If there's too much space at the end of your fingers, try a cadet version of the glove made for golfers who have shorter fingers and wider palms. The Velcro closure should only require a slight pull to secure. If you're stretching the strap significantly, the glove is too small. Natural leather offers superior feel and touch. Synthetic leather gloves tend to cost less and probably last longer. After your round, air out your glove to maintain softness and flexibility. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacramento's official home of the 49ers.
San Francisco.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
The rare good question from Chris Guerrero. Does Airbnb have Black Friday deals? I don't know.
Why wouldn't they?
Why would they? They're scam artists.
I think if Airbnb was a single mind, like a Walmart, they would.
But they're independent,
because it's individuals. Yeah, it's like the biggest hotelier. What I see the other day, the biggest hotelier in the world owns no hotels. The biggest
taxi company
owns no taxis. The biggest car dealership owns no dealerships. Because you have Airbnb,
right?
They don't own any hotels. You have Uber. They don't own any taxis. You have what is it? Is it CarMax? No, not CarMax. Carvana. Whatever the one is like the biggest, but they don't have any dealerships. Yeah, I don't know. I'll be in Airbnb this weekend.
Really?
As a matter of fact, Chris is right. Airbnb can be a total scam. You have to.
I think you enjoy the process of finding the place.
I think you know me very well.
Yeah.
I've stayed in like really good Airbnbs, but at the same time, you hear just like horror stories.
Yeah, that's the you have to look, because there are some people that, hey, stay here for $139 a night. Oh, wow, that's great. I'll do 3 nights. You can't do anything about taxes. You can't do anything about the Airbnb fee. That's going to be there. But what you can do is and your $5,000 deposit and your $500 cleaning fee. You know what I'm saying? So like I'll get a little whatever, and then we'll get into King's Rewind here. So we Airbnb our Paul Klein's house.
Oh, right? You've done that now?
We started doing that now. So what I do, which I've had a lot of success with, is I include the and I just think this is a psychological thing, but I include, basically it's a $100 fee for cleaning, whether you stay there a day or whether you stay there 2 weeks, because that's where the scams happen. That's exactly what it costs me from the person that comes and cleans. Not 90, not 110. We make no money on that. And then what I do is I include the Airbnb and the taxes. I include that in there, and then I give it back to them afterwards. So basically the price you see, it's like Hoblet pricing. The price you see is the price you get. And I'm very upfront about that. Like, we have a low price for you to go there, but hey, here's what's and then I take that money as basically their deposit, and then I refund it to them afterwards.
So the cleaning fee, do you have to get like an approved person, or can you just figure that out however you want?
What, you mean like an approved housekeeper person?
Yeah.
No, it's just somebody we use up there.
Okay. But like, if you want to do it on your own,
you can.
Okay.
You can, and I have done it a few times on my own. And yeah, you get that.
And then you get that fee.
I'll pay myself the $100. But I will pay myself exactly what it would cost me to hire the other person.
Sure.
So there's no, and dude, you end up getting. It's just so weird how people do that. Like, okay, you might get the one rental, they're never coming back.
Right.
And then you can go to, and I understand that's why people go, well, I could go to a hotel. And I don't do all the crap either where it's like, oh, don't turn the thermostat up. Like, bro, if you're going to stay there, you're going to stay there. Just be cool with everything and don't wreck anything. But right. if you're somebody that wants a thermostat at 78, I'll take it in the shorts, for that. If you're somebody that wants to run the thing, fine. Just turn everything off when you're done. You don't have to do your laundry. Just load the dishwasher and leave it. We'll even start it if you want.
2 stars would have been better if the pizza oven worked
and wasn't over the fence.
Hey, well, now it's kind of a, it's like a little view. Look at the view. Oh,
Good
there's
pull.
a pizza oven.
Yeah,
that's a great pull. All right, here we go. King's Rewind. Let's laugh about it right now, please.
Antonio, Texas.
I can't wait to get on the road again.
San Antonio, known for its Riverwalk.
So who the wants to see him?
The Alamo.
Aren't we going to see the basement?
There's no basement at the Alamo.
It's also known for bats.
Fortunately, I have found it before.
Bat! Yeah! Bat! Bat!
And their beloved San Antonio Spurs. This team was a dynasty with Pop, Duncan, Ginobili, and Parker.
Okay, can we stop?
Oh, wow.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm kind of, somebody, you see them, we talked about this before, and you forget their name, but you can't ask them their name because it's been, I have an admission and I have a question. I don't understand that Wembanyama clip. What's the reference?
From Saturday Night Live.
Okay, and
it's Kenan Thompson.
But why is he doing that?
Chris, what was the skit again?
Jean K. Jean.
Yeah.
He's a French deaf comedy jam.
So it's a French reference for Victor Wembanyama from SNL. I just figured I was the one person that didn't get it, and I've let it go forever, but we keep using it, and I feel like I had to come clean. Okay, back to you. Sorry.
And now they are counting on the youthful superstar potential of Victor Wembanyama.
I don't even know how to say his last name. Wembayaya? Something like Wemby.
You know
Wemby what? Wembayana.
That was great. His talent mixed with the experience of Chris Paul and former King Harrison Barnes.
I know that, dude.
And this team may have some potential.
Oh, good.
words for you.
That potential was realized quickly as the Spurs started shooting and making three-pointer after three-pointer.
Boy, do I know.
Before our eyes, Victor Wembanyama was channeling his inner Steph Curry.
Don't you put that evil on me!
Meanwhile, without Malik Monk, the Kings bench provided a minimal spark.
What was that again?
Meanwhile, without Malik Monk, the Kings bench provided a minimal spark. The big three of De'Aaron, DeMontis, and DeMar didn't get any to help.
Oh, you think this is a laugh riot, don't you?
In the end, the Kings had their worst field goal percentage game of the season.
That's bad.
But remember, it's only one game.
That's good.
The Spurs handed the Kings their largest loss of the season.
That's bad.
And now, after 11 games, the Kings are over 500.
That's good.
But barely as they fall to 6-5.
That's bad.
Can I go now?
They departed San Antonio and return home, where they begin a 4-game homestand on Wednesday.
Home!
And there is your Kings Rewind. I'm going to do it again. Meanwhile, without Malik Monk, the Kings bench provided a minimal spark.
Well done. Well done to the both of you. That bench spark needs help.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why?
Come on, bench. Johnny. The bench where a judge sits.
Yeah.
Park
bench.
Press. Is there any other benches other than Johnny? I feel like, I know there is, but like that are
Judy.
Dame Judy bench.
Jason has a cold, so he hears these as beast.
Bench press, Park bench, Johnny bench. You know what? I'm going with Dame Judy bench.
Yeah,
you know what? That's good enough.
Bame Judy.
Bame Judy Dench. What?
We kid because we care. Yeah, so we'll get more. Let me just lay everything out to you. 7:43. We'll get back into this game. We've got NBA. By the way, did you see the Oklahoma City Thunder last night and what they did? Mm-hmm. Their tallest player on the floor was like 6'6".
So you can play small?
You really can.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you have to make your threes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Details.
Yeah. By the way, I'm just going to ask this and then you answer it. And then I want to go in because I understand how sponsorship works and clients work and all that. But is there a radio sponsor that you guys use during the broadcast for made 3-pointers?
Not that I know.
Okay, because if whoever's got that sponsorship this year is
making a steal.
That is, how have they not sold that? Because it used to be like, and there's a 3 by Malik Monk, and every time the Kings make a 3, it's $50.
That's right. We donate to
Cars for Kids.
Right. Sorry, kids. No cars this year.
No cars. Done.
We've got these air fresheners, though. Describe it.
Describe it. Yeah, that's a good sponsorship.
Yeah.
Remember last year when they'd make like 20-something threes and they'd break their record?
Right.
What the hell?
Do you know what their most made in a game is this year?
Is it like 11?
They had one game, I think, of 14.
Okay.
But there's like an 11, there's a bunch of 10s, and there's others in single digits. And the Spurs at 21 or 22, whatever they did yesterday.
And really the only difference is Harrison Barnes for DeMar DeRozan.
Right.
And DeMar DeRozan's actually shooting quite well.
Yeah, he's doing okay. And so is Sabonis.
I was just going to say, Sabonis is
the two guys are like, yeah, but they're doing fine.
Yeah.
The mesh.
I mean, he's shooting 40%.
DeRozan?
DeRozan is from behind the arc. That would be a career high by a decent amount. His career high is 35 points. Let's put it this way. DeMar DeRozan has been in the league since Christ left Chicago. And his 3-point percentage for his career is 29.8. He's shooting 40% even. And let me ask you this. I know you don't work in sales, but somebody on the text line brings up a really good point. Do you think the Kings would actually accept a sponsorship? Like, for example, here's G-Man, and with that 3-point miss, Habitat for Humanity will donate another brick. That's fantastic. Do you think they'd allow a sponsor that could donate based on misses? Because that one's getting out of control.
Is that the time then the Kings start making it? It's all part of the plan.
Then we need, you know what? We need a hero. We need a corporation to step up and pull that off. We'll take a break. When we come back, quick break, 1 minute here, 3 for Madness. Kyle Shanahan squashes the Debo Moody beef. Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani in the news. And the Cavs still haven't lost.
Never lost.
Never lost. We'll talk about that next.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SackdownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
Welcome to Staples.
Help! My family's in for the holidays and I need gift ideas.
That's why we're here. Staples has amazing deals on everything you need. Photo gifts, laptops, and gaming systems. Even custom holiday cards and shipping solutions to send gifts to the family that can't make it.
Perfect! Have anything for Uncle Frank? I love him, but the guy is never quiet.
Noise-canceling headphones. For you.
You get it.
Unwrap huge holiday savings at Staples. And right now at Staples, save up to $350 on select computers. Ends 11/16, in-store only.
When you're hiring, ZipRecruiter's technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. What if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Coming up next, we'll go around the NBA. We'll get back to the Kings' loss to the Spurs. Your Jiffy Lube drive of the game. It was probably to the airport.
Yeah.
And then don't forget, we still have at 8:13 Sean Salisbury. He will join us. Matt Barrow, Special Tuesday
Let's
edition.
kick it.
Thank you, Sean, at 9 a.m. And then Jesus Tarango and Kevin Nagle live in studio.
In studio?
Let's kick it.
Yeah, we will all kick it. 9:28. By the way, do we have headphones? Have we figured that out yet?
We'll find them.
Okay,
I guess.
We'll have them in studio. A lot of cash. A lot of cash in the studio. I hope they do.
Yeah.
Would it be great if they just came in? They were like, "Hey guys, thanks for having us on," and it was like a World Series of Poker, just a pile.
Would you accept it?
Yes,
I would too.
There's just one thing, Dave.
Huh.
I'm not going to say it.
Okay, then.
Huh.
I would give Chris some too.
Would you?
Thank you.
Yeah, like 5%.
Wow.
What? Depending on how much they leave, that's a lot.
Wow. I would have split it 3-3-3.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I might do that.
Who gets the other percent?
The people.
I would donate it all.
People.
3 for Madness. Question un.
Are you satisfied with Kyle Shanahan's explanation on the Debo Moody incident?
So Kyle said Tabor Pepper. By the way, we haven't discussed the fact that Tabor is that's a name.
Yeah, it is. That's a choice.
And
Pepper.
And Pepper. That's a wonderful name. And I don't think there's a lot of Tabor license plates in like cities that you can collect and put on the wall. A lot of Tabors. He said that Tabor Pepper, quote, overreacted a little bit to Debo Samuel challenging Jake Moody to raise his level of play, which led to Samuel shoving Pepper. Shanahan also said, quote, we've squashed it, and there was a general overreaction to the incident. Oh. I would say you're always going to pick your star wide receiver over your long snapper.
100%. Yeah.
I do respect that Kyle Shanahan's in the locker room. That Shanahan, look, I don't want to paint this as Kyle Shanahan's backing down, because this is also the guy that made Brandon Ayuk, change.
We've got the full audio.
We do?
Yeah.
Oh, please play it then.
Well, it's on your.
Oh, it is?
It was going to be our. It was going to be our leading off number 3.
Oh, that's why. Okay, here we go. Here's the audio. Thank you. We were looking for that.
I mean, after the game and stuff, I didn't think it was too big of a deal, but after getting home and seeing it all on SportsCenter and everything and all that stuff, I wanted to make sure I did and talk to the guys about it, talk to a number of guys on the team, and we squashed it and we're good.
You're satisfied with where things stand now?
Oh yeah, totally. I think it was a little bit overreaction, and I don't think you never want Debo to throw a baby punch or anything on anybody on our own team, but Debo also wasn't saying anything bad to Jake like it sounded. He was meeting him on the field, telling him to lock in. The same thing I'll tell to an offensive player is just drop some balls or make some penalties or something. You never sit there and belittle anybody or try to embarrass anyone. You try to challenge guys that you believe in, and a way of that's how we speak to each other and telling someone they need to focus and lock in because we know you can do this. And I like Pep's intentions on it. I mean, he's got his kickers back, but I think he kind of interpreted wrong what Debo was doing to him and overreacted a little bit. And Debo didn't like that and got him out of his face. And that's really about where it ended.
All right.
You're not accepting
just
that?
Saying, I'm just going to go back to what I said yesterday. He knows he has to lock in. He wasn't distracted by a pretty butterfly. He wasn't doing Mad Libs on the sideline. He felt worse than anyone on the team.
Yeah, but when wide receivers are dropping passes and they feel terrible and they need to know.
They need to know.
And he's telling them to lock in.
Yeah, that'll go over great. Hey, Debo, lock in. Stop dropping those passes. That'll go over wonderfully. I'm glad it's squashed. It should be squashed. Let's move on. It's just sports radio. We're going to argue.
How many moments like that do you think happen where we don't see him? And we see that because it's a kicker. But how many times do we see that when an offensive lineman misses a block or something like that?
Every game someone's calling someone. And that's fine.
A lot of locking in needs to happen.
Yeah, lock in.
I think they need some new keys.
I think the text line has now at 916-339-1140. They've taken to our Find a King sponsor for their 3-point shooting. We could play another Brick in the Wall by Pink Floyd. Shut up, Chris. And get a therapist to sponsor every King. Oh, I get it. Okay. Habitat for Humanity. What is this one? And with that miss, the Smash Room will be donating $10 if you're angry about that missed shot. Come and visit us. Oh, you go and smash things up. Yeah. I think we can do better.
Wow. I think I could use one of those.
I'm not calling it what?
I think I could use one of those.
Right now?
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, go visit the
Smash Room.
How bad would that suck to work there? You're just cleaning up broken glass.
Yeah, but it's not like you have to get it clean.
That is true. You just kind of leave. There's a little shards.
Sweep it up.
Number 2, please.
Question 2.
Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani are MVP finalists. Is there any chance either doesn't win?
No. I just think it's funny that they're going through the process. Just announce it.
Yeah, and they have 2 other candidates with them. You're like, well, great, but you're second and third.
Right. They're like Ringo. just the Tito Jacksons of the world.
Yeah.
Just don't even put them through it. Just be done. Yes. I don't know that it's ever been a more easy MVP on both sides.
Yeah, it's clear cut, no doubt. There were other guys that had good years. We can defend all that, but it's not to defend to win the MVP.
Now, if it was like the NBA and NFL and you had to come up with one MVP, okay,
that would be interesting.
That would be very interesting.
Yeah. I think Shohei would get it.
I think he would too, but I think it would be pretty damn close.
Yeah.
But I think he would. But no one else is getting it. There were 2 clear-cut studs. And what's the other one? My guy with Detroit, the pitcher with the weird name.
Skubal.
Yeah, Skubal. I almost said Skubal? Tariq Cohen is what I almost said. And that's
he runs well.
Like that he better win the Cy Young.
I think he would.
I would think so too. And then AJ Hinch, the Detroit manager, he's got to be your AL manager of the year, right?
I would think so. Yeah, that's a good call. Or Stephen Vogt,
Cleveland.
Yeah.
That's.
I believe in Stephen Vogt.
I do too. That's actually a really good combo right there between the two of them, but it's baseball. So question 3, please.
3.
The Cavs are still undefeated. What will it take for you to believe they're a legit title contender?
I mean, you look at the Cavs, you look at their team. It's a solid team. We talked about this yesterday. Garland and Mitchell in the backcourt. Dean Wade, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. They got one of those benches where it doesn't really jump out at you, but it's just solid. I go, okay, well, what's the next up? Let's look at their schedule. Let's look at their wins. Toronto, meh. Detroit, meh. Washington, meh. At the Knicks. Lakers, we'll count that. Orlando, no Banchero, whatever. At Milwaukee, that's a different conversation. They actually swapped Milwaukee at and home back-to-backs. At New Orleans, they absolutely, it was 136-117 over Golden State. Weren't they up 40 at the half?
They were at 42, I think.
Yeah. Brooklyn and then Chicago. You play the schedule that's in front of you.
Yeah.
But there are some decent wins in there.
Absolutely.
Especially the Warriors.
And at 12-0, what does that leave them? 70? So if they just went 500, 35 and 35 the rest of the way, it's 47 wins. That's a high playoff seed,
crazy.
Right? Just 5.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I'm not saying they're in the playoffs already, but they're just so much on their way with just one massive win streak to start the year. But I think to the spirit of the question, when will you believe it? They've been a playoff team the last couple of years, and it just hasn't felt like they were good enough.
Right.
I think if they keep doing this, I think
stay healthy.
Yeah, and stay healthy. More people. They have elements to be a really scary team. So I think we need to see it even more and start beating, Boston and OKC, and they did it with the Warriors. So more things like that, I think people will start to believe.
Remember, we talked about this at the very, I think when they were 7-0, they won, 17 of 18 last year, I think. Tuesday, November 19th at Boston. And then Sunday, December 1st, they host Boston. I'll tell you this much. If they don't need to sweep those.
Right.
But if they go into Boston, it's like with the Warriors. If you go into the defending world champs and you beat them in Boston,
you're doing
now
something.
I'm really starting to think.
Yeah.
The East is weird right now, dude.
Very top heavy.
The top 2 teams are 21-2. No other team is above 500.
Yeah.
That's insane. It'll even out.
I guess so.
I guess so. We'll take a break. When we come back, we've got NBA notes, which we kind of just went into. We'll speak about the Cavs yesterday, and we will get into the Bucks. And could that affect your Sacramento Kings? Also, request time. Any chance we could get a word about overhead?
Yeah, we can.
I need to. I got stuff going on in my house.
Let's go.
I need the latest.
I'll tell you.
All coming up after this.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis. Put the frosting on the cake. Put the cherry on the sundae. Sabonis with a 2-hand flush makes it 114-106.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Well, Dave asked about it, so let's oblige, right? I'm here to tell you about a relatively new sponsor to the show, and I'm glad they're here because they've been awesome, and they really need no introduction in our area. Because of their consistency and their long-term service to the general area of Sacramento and 9 counties surrounding it. I'm thrilled to tell you about Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, and they have been absolutely fantastic. They will continue to do that. So when you're looking to do something that will change the overall look, just the outlook of your home, a new garage door will be the best return on investment for your home improvements. And you will obviously enjoy the experience of what they provide, but your own experience, you're going to get the wow factor. You'll have greater curb appeal, and it'll be exactly what your home will need. As we live in an older home, and we love this home. We've been in there now 21 years, and we're going through the process of getting a brand new garage door, and I can't wait for it all. They've come out, they've measured, and we're doing it. This is happening, and I continue to tell you about the process step by step, and it's going to be fun to see the final result. We are so excited about it. And it's not just residential, though. They are also work on commercial as well. And so companies, this could be an area you need some improvements. People are doing different things with doors, overhead doors, garage doors, all sorts of things in different parts of their business and different parts of their home. And it's not just brand new doors, but repairs to existing doors as well. So if you're looking to spruce things up at your home or your workplace, Overhead Door Company of Sacramento is the place to go. And they're family owned and operated. And like I said before, have been good at their jobs and know and trusted for over 70 years in our area. www.ohdsac.com or call them at 916-421-3747. The genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia. I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's Tuesday. Out the door to a chilly start, and watch for some areas of fog this morning. Heading through the afternoon, today is going to be a dry day under mostly sunny skies. Afternoon highs will peak in the lower 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
DC here, and if you've been thinking about a new car, you gotta see my friends at Folsom Lake Kia. You can always count on low payments and zero down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right, sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fit at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
La man. Jason, I have a question, and you know things. I'll just ask you guys on the air, what the hell is going on right now with the Bucks?
I don't know. I don't have a great answer to that.
I feel like that's a very common answer today.
You don't know? Or what the hell's going on?
I have what the hell's going on, and I have no idea.
Yeah.
But really, what the hell is going on with the Bucks?
Yeah, I thought, now a full year of Doc Rivers, a second year of Damian Lillard with Giannis, and the winning kind of core pieces of the championship team, which is now several years removed, but I did not see this coming. And I know they have talked about changing things already because what's I forgot what their record is. Are they 3-2?
The Milwaukee Bucks are currently 2-8. Wow. The Milwaukee Bucks are currently, not only are they out of the playoffs, they're a half game away from being last in the Eastern Conference.
Maybe they're playing for Cooper Flag.
Damian Lillard's in concussion protocol, which, by the way, I didn't know there was concussion protocol in the NBA. Did you guys? I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's rare, but
okay, yeah, I didn't know that. They have a little blue tent.
But they have been rumors out there, and I'm sure we'll on Thursday maybe talk to Sam about what's going on with them. And that was a team he visited with, spent some time with in preseason. But I don't know if they're a trade away or what. Why is this so bad for them right now? There's too much talent for what they're doing, but why are they failing this badly, this poorly?
It was.
And you got other teams like that. Philly's down there now. Part of that makes sense. Embiid's been out, but
it was January 22nd, 23rd of last year that they fired first-year head coach Adrian Griffin.
That's right.
They were 30-13. They bring in Doc Rivers. They finished the year at 49-33. Now, am I right in saying that's 19-20?
Yep.
Okay. So they bring in Doc Rivers and they finished a game under 500. All right. They get into the playoffs, and they lose to Indiana in 7 games.
Yeah, which was their nemesis during the year, but still.
So they were so good under Adrian Griffin in his first year as a coach that his replacement literally coached the All-Star team for having the best record in the East.
Yeah.
They finished the season a game under 500. I don't care if it was 7 games, and I don't care if it was Indiana. They were knocked out in the first round, and they're 2-8. Jason, with the exception of Will, they've been relatively healthy too. I don't know if there is a more convincing argument to fire a coach than the Milwaukee Bucks have right now. First off, I've never been a fan of Doc Rivers as a coach. I think it's despite Doc Rivers that they won in Boston, which it kind of helps when you have Garnett, Allen, and Pierce. I think the Clippers underachieved in the entire, what was their nickname? The
Lob City.
Lob City, thank you, era. I think maybe Doc Rivers' best coaching job, if I'm being honest, was with Orlando.
Uh-huh.
But it ain't working. And by the way, this isn't just like me ripping Doc. Like, there's a long history of his players
and even
calling him out.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that is true. It's even, I think, a decent history of the Bucks not getting things right. Excuse me. There was so much pressure on Coach Bud. They wanted to fire him. He wins a championship. Then they do fire him.
Right.
It's like, that's a guy that led you to a title.
That's right.
Then it's Adrian Griffin who's doing some nice things.
Doing some wonderful things.
Let's go to Doc Rivers. And Doc Rivers has done the worst of the 3. And it hasn't been a long tenure, but he's still there.
What do we say? They were 19-20?
Mm-hmm. And then now 2-8.
So 21-28 since he took over.
Right.
They were 30-13 before him. They're 21-28 after him. Jason, that's 49 games. That's not 10. It's not 5. It's not 12.
Right.
It's more than half a season under Doc Rivers when you have the noise with Giannis Antetokounmpo keeps getting louder and louder and louder. The GM just decided, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take Jrue Holiday and trade that Holiday for Damian Lillard trade. Looks, and no disrespect to Dame, I love Dame. What a horrific trade for that team. So you mess with success. You're on the cusp of a title every year with this team. And then you go and you actually take a bit of a risk and you go and you hire a first-year head coach who has a sterling reputation around the league with players. Loved him. Loved Adrian Griffin. Remember when Mike Brown was going to get hired? Remember we talked about Adrian Griffin and how much he was like Jordy Fernandez-esque with this reputation as this guy's going to be a really good coach someday. Players love working with him, et cetera, et cetera. Chris Finch was another one remember now, it's, you think about it now, but remember, it was very controversial when the Minnesota Timberwolves grabbed him off Toronto's bench.
Yeah, in season. Yeah,
right, in season. Didn't promote from within. Didn't let an assistant take over. They went out and they got. And I think it's important they took a lot of crap for that. Well, guess what? It's worked out.
Mm-hmm.
So you bring in Adrian Griffin, and you just the bed all over the place with Doc. Fire him, the Lillard thing, and now Doc Rivers, and don't sleep on Giannis Antetokounmpo wanting out.
Yeah, no, and I wonder, if he's become, I don't know, the inner workings, if he's become difficult, is he behind some of these moves? Because most times than not, you cater to your star. And I think by the rumors that are out there that they're looking to trade, they probably still believe that they've got a championship caliber team. So they're thinking about working on the margins and the edges. And I don't know if they're a margin or an edge trade away from getting this right. Maybe it would be a revamp, but I don't know that they're not going to do that. I just think they think, okay, let's add player X, and that's going to fix some of this issue. And I don't know that they're that away. It doesn't seem like they are.
I don't think so either.
Because it's been a longer than this season. To your point, it was the back end of last season. Playoffs, you're out in the first round. Hasn't been better this season.
And I don't know if it's like what kind of value does Damian Lillard have right now? Even if you wanted to call it on that experiment, I with that contract, I don't know what that value is. He still has a lot to offer, but
it seems like the most intriguing player would be Portis for others.
I think so too.
But it feels like he's important to some of their success. And what are you truly getting? Or are you just kind of moving some of the issues? It's like, hey, I think they talked about needing some wing help and some perimeter help.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, well, but you lose some of what Portis can do.
They're sitting with Bobby Portis right now in 10 games. He's averaging 12.5 points, 8 boards. He's gonna what Bobby Portis does. He's like I feel like he's a much better version of who's guy I always think of, like PJ Tucker. You've got your and by the way, I'm in no way, shape, or form saying this is gonna be a very sloppy thing here that I'm gonna say, but you'll get my point. Like, you have your Draymond Greens, your Bobby Portises, your PJ Tuckers, and I fully acknowledge they're different players, but it feels like all the great teams, they have that guy that he can be an enforcer when he needs to. He can be the guy that's going to yell in the huddle. He's the guy that's going to man up on the toughest assignment there is. And when you need him to, he makes the free throws. He hits the clutch three. He's not your go-to guy by any way. Like PJ Tucker, you don't hear from PJ Tucker for an entire season, and then all of a sudden he's showing up to the playoffs and just doing everything you need to do.
Right.
I would love the Kings to get them a Bobby Portis. We've said that for a long. We've specifically said Bobby Portis. I don't know. Certainly not going to. It's certainly not going to help you with your it's not going to fix your 3-point shooting.
Yeah.
But Bobby Portis is the type of dude. Look, also, by the way, when I brought it up yesterday on King's Twitter, there was a lot of Bobby Portis is washed. Bobby Portis is 29. I know he seems like he's 38. Seems like it was 1984. Who'd he punch? Andres Nocioni with the Bulls. I get it. He's 29. And by the way, he's averaging 12.5 and 8. That's fine. Now, if that means you've got it, I'm not talking about giving up Keegan Murray or better for him, but if you can slide a pick and anybody out of your top 6, bring in a guy like Portis, who's 6'10", who you can slide right into the 4. It's a hell of a move for the Kings. I just don't know what the Kings can do for the Bucks unless they call the season. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's get some post-game reaction. Kings, Spurs, and if you know the Jiffy Lube drive of the game, hey, 1-800-920-1140, Jiffy Lube drive of the game, and a little bit of a Keon Ellis comments after the game as well. We'll do that next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
I'm Brian Tedesco, CEO of Blaupunk Americas, the pioneers of the car stereo. Today, we're not just about sound systems. We are revolutionizing the e-bike scene with Blue Dot Bike. Thanks to AmericanEagle.com, our online presence now features a dynamic e-commerce website that showcases the quality and affordability of our foldable e-bikes. And our collegiate e-bikes, just perfect for the college fanatic. These e-bikes offer a new way to experience freedom on 2 wheels, no matter your age. When we needed a top-notch website to match our cutting-edge e-bikes, we turned to AmericanEagle.com. They made the impossible seem easy, tackling digital challenges like pros. Check out the Blue Dot Bike website to see AmericanEagle.com's amazing work in action. Need the best in website and digital marketing solutions? AmericanEagle.com is your go-to. They've been a game changer for us, and they can be for you too. Visit AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW-1. That's 877-WEB-NOW-1.
Carmichael Dave with a simple question. What are you thankful for this year? So many things to consider, but one thing we can all agree on is a well-running vehicle to get you where you need to go each and every day. Jiffy Lube would like to say thank you to all their customers this November. Whether a weekend road trip to Lake Tahoe or your daily commute to work, Jiffy Lube has you covered. Serving the greater Sacramento area since 1984. Visit jiffylube.com today to find a location near you, generous oil change coupons, and more. Happy Thanksgiving and holiday driving from Jiffy Lube.
NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA, and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team, plus one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting their focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
Jordan McLaughlin to Isaac Jones to Alex Len. Back to Jordan. McLaughlin in the lane, sets up a pass for Len. It's broken up by the Spurs, and the Kings commit their 10th turnover. Only 10 seconds to go. This one will be over. Spurs fans to their feet. It's the worst loss for the Kings this season on the road. The previous low was 4 points. Tonight they get shellacked. 20 points is the final margin, 116-96.
Yeah. 1-800-920-1140. Jiffy Lube driving the game. These are your challenging ones. Because that was a bit ugly.
Yes. And this one was just as a hint, it was a little bit later in the game for the Jiffy Lube. So the G-Man was searching for something.
Here's Collins now.
Oh,
you are generous.
Here's Collins now is what I think he said. Did I just give away the Jiffy Lube drive of the game? 1-800-920-1140. Doug McDermott at least hit a three. There's proof of it.
To De'Aaron, who's working against Devin Vassell. Goes behind the back of the dribble, gets in the lane, kicks it out to Keegan, goes to the corner to McDermott, open for three, and he scores the three ball. That's exactly what he has done throughout his career. That's why he's with the Kings. Make those threes.
Guy who made 50% of his threes on 12 shots, Victor Wembanyama.
It's 84-71. Sacramento gaining no ground whatsoever. This ball with a drive and a kick. Champagny for three. No good. Wembanyama keeps it alive. Trey Lyles battles for it. Can't get it. Chris Paul has it to Wemby. He'll shoot the three. He scores the three for the...
Oops, sorry. I think Champagny goes into the
Kings killer.
Yeah, but also the Ryan Archie Diacono all-stars of people whose last names sound like a full name. Like, it sounds like he's saying Champagny. Like, that's his name. And his first name's Julian, right? But Champagny hits a three. Archie Diacono with the layup.
Right.
We need to come up with a Mount Rushmore of that at some point. Finally, there is proof. It did happen. Trey Lyles. He also hit a three.
Kevin Herter at the top of the arc. Didn't shoot the three against Chris Paul. Gets a reset. Again, passes on the three. Gives to Keegan Murray. Drives it to the edge of the paint. Circles out to Herter. Swings to Lyles. He'll shoot the three, and he scores the three. Kings' first three-pointer since 3.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Think about that. That's how dire this three-point shooting had become.
Yeah, it was an 0 for 8 third quarter from 3. It was a close enough game at the half, got broken open in the second half. I said earlier, Dave, I thought, not only did the Kings not shoot the ball well beyond the arc, they didn't defend the arc very well. I just didn't think they played a smart game, too. And what I mean by that, like, Victor Wembanyama was having a special game. He was the best player on the floor. We can all see that and admit that. He didn't play every minute. And I thought the minutes he was off the floor, the Kings did nothing with.
That's a problem.
And there were times which, understandably, I think, what did Wembanyama officially have for blocks? Okay, 3. But that was a classic case of, I'm going in there. Changing the shot, flipping it up with my left hand, or turning around and throwing it back out because of what the presence he has. I thought when he was out, they also kept launching threes. Like, guys, you aren't making them. There is some potential to score in the paint, and I didn't think they took advantage of that.
Russell and Earl, who are our chat version of the old dudes from the Muppets in the balcony. Russell, and by the way, never prone to overreaction or a contrarian view. Russell says Mike Brown is the worst coach in the NBA. To which Earl says, actually, Russell, he's the worst coach the Kings have ever had. So when you get those two going at it, it's like Jeff Daniels and Ace Ventura, Jim Carrey, right? Right. Okay.
Remember when we said hopefully that guy that threw up on the court got Luke Walton fired?
I obviously the two of them are being dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
But do we need to have a conversation about Mike Brown?
In what way?
I've never been the big, okay, first off, the thing that bothers me that doesn't matter is his challenging decisions on
they matter.
No, you're right. And
because honestly, I don't think we talked about it yesterday. They ended up winning the Sunday game. I thought the challenge that they made was terrible.
Yeah.
DeRozan, and it's tough when a player, and again, we talked about, like, there's some way you got to police the players, because
yes, you do.
I think that's a really difficult spot for Mike Brown. But if the player's emphatic, like, challenge that, I got to kind of listen to my player. Well, they didn't get it. And then that game had so many plays late that you would have loved to have had a challenge. You go, it's a worthless challenge, though. Like, what, to get the ball in the second quarter?
The Kings as a franchise, coaching, front office, their philosophy is, and I don't want to put words in their mouth, but remember, I asked them last year off record, meaning I can share the thoughts, I just can't share the people that talk to me. And the thought was, we don't really look at it that, like, timing isn't they don't care about the timing. If you can get if you think you get a challenge overturned in the first quarter or the fourth, you wait and you just try to win. If you see something that is challengeable that you think you're going to win, you don't pay attention to winning the game it is. I couldn't disagree with that philosophy more.
I'm with you on that. Like, I think it's okay, a foul situation that a key player is going to get a fourth, it's worth challenging or whatever, or that would have been a 3-pointer and a foul, but you don't think it was a foul or whatever it is, that could save 4 points.
Guy fouls out.
Instead of the ball went out of bounds. It was last touch, but it's the first quarter. Like
I think it's what happens when you get a little bit too lost in analytics and numbers and that way of thinking, because you know what? A call overturned in the first quarter is exactly the same as a call overturned in the fourth quarter on paper.
Yeah.
Yes, you retain possession. What you're not allowing for, again, my opinion, not a GM or a coach, what you're not allowing for is, but the situation is different. You could be saving somebody from fouling out. It could be a 1-point game with 3 seconds left. You don't know what's going to happen in the first. It's the same. It's the old Nate Goodyear memorial argument that clutch is a myth because an out or an at-bat in the third inning is the exact same as an out or an at-bat in the ninth inning. And that just that from an analytical point of view, I understand where you're coming from. From a human emotion point of view, which matters, it's complete garbage.
Yeah. How many first quarter shots or third inning home runs are deemed game winners? They're not.
They're not.
The historical nature of what we remember, man, that guy hit the biggest shot of the game, hit the biggest home run, made the diving catch, threw the touch, like all the scores, all the stuff you need to lead up to that. But more stuff is remembered and counted and kind of idolize what you do at the end of the game.
On top of that, I know this is a small thing. I think it was a minute 36 left. You're down 16. Why are your starters on the floor?
That's fair. Yeah. I thought he pulled the plug earlier.
I understand it ain't over till it's over to a point. It was over. And by the way, your guys, you have the top 4 in the league in minutes played. Malik Monk did not get injured because of minutes. The one guy that isn't in the top 4 is the one that got injured. And I don't want to do it, but we talked about it before. Look, Sabonis, Fox, Murray, DeRozan, one of them goes down with some sort of a hamstring, groiny, oblique, pelvic, blah, blah, blah. We're gonna look at these minutes, fairly or unfairly. We're gonna look at them. You have an opportunity. Phil Jackson was one of the things. There are 2 things he did that I really, really love. Number one, we always talk about it. He wouldn't always call a timeout when these guys were getting run on. He'd let them figure it out. Now, I think Mike Brown might do too much of that. The other thing he was really good at with Kobe and Shaq, with Michael and Scotty, he was really good at the whole, okay, there's 2 minutes left in the first quarter. I'm pulling my guys out. I'm pulling Scotty and Michael out because you're going to get the last 2 minutes of the first quarter. Then you're going to get the whole commercial break in between. And then I'm going to put you back in. So when it's all said and done, a 2-minute game time break is like a 10-minute real time break. And that's what really matters, is let them get their breath back. Let them get. I don't know that I fully appreciate Mike Brown's rotation decisions as well. No, I do not think and by the way, Earl said he was kidding. He came out and said he was kidding about the worst coach thing. Look, Mike Brown is the second best coach this franchise has ever had by the numbers. It's Adelman and it's Brown. And then it's a big drop off after that. I don't think there should be no Mike Brown on the hot seats. Mike Brown this, Mike Brown that. But I didn't think he did a particularly good job last year as coach. And I am very not immune to the fact that all Mike Brown can do is go out and serve the plate of food that he's given.
Mm-hmm.
This is Monty McNair time. And Monty in the front office, to me, you drafted a guard in a guard-heavy backcourt. You go into the year without a bench. Your guard is now out for most of the year, and I still am bothered by the fact that did they or did they not know? Did they or did they not have medicals on this guy? So you're guard-heavy again. You have no front court depth whatsoever, and your team depth sucks. Now, they can't do anything about 3-point shooting or Keegan Murray forgetting how to hit the side of a barn or Trey Lyles being unplayable or any. I get it. That's not their fault. This shouldn't be happening right now. But the current construction of this team right now is not conducive to winning long term, in my opinion, and it's not sustainable with the minutes that are being played. So they got some work to do. We'll take a break. When we come back, Kings get blown out. We'll hear from the coach, Mike Brown, right after this. Word from my friends at American Energy Heating and Air, who right now, according to Sacktown in the chat, by the way, they say Mike Brown should definitely be on the joy seat. What is that? And
sounds like fun.
Where can I get one? That bench spark. The people over at American Energy Heating and Air are reminding you that as we hit fall, Thanksgiving around the corner, next thing you know, Christmas, it's gonna get even cooler. We're starting to get down into the 40s. You know what follows that? 30s. Like, look, this ain't Minnesota, but it's gonna get cold. Let American Energy Heating and Air take care of you and make sure that you've got your system in full good shape. It's checked for safety. You know it's going to run well, and if there are any issues, they'll get to them. And right now, your normal price of $119 for your fall tune-up, scratch that, $49 for a fall tune-up. And as I say this every day, if your system is 10 years or older, it's free. It's on them. If you need a repair, $50 off your first recommended repair. If for some reason you need a new furnace, half off. Half off. Been in business since 1981. A+ Better Business Bureau. They're live. They're local. They're serving the greater Sacramento area, and they are good people. Take it from me. Been doing this a long time. I don't steer you wrong. TheAEWay.com, the American Energy, AEWay.com for an instant quote. Or 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. We will be right back after this.
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sacktown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for three, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-5795. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-583-5795. That's 800-583-5795. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie. I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's Tuesday. Out the door to a chilly start, and watch for some areas of fog this morning. Heading through the afternoon, today is going to be a dry day under mostly sunny skies. Afternoon highs will peak in the lower 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
When it's cold and rainy outside, Bonnie is leading the way home. Right now, stay warm and cozy with a full furnace tune-up, just $59. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Schedule an appointment today at Bonnie.com.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right. Sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
When it's all on the line, you need a big-time closer. That's especially true when it comes to your garage door. That's why I proudly recommend National Garage Door. Whitey Gleason here for National Garage Door. And whether you're looking to repair an existing door or get a brand new one installed, you need National Garage Door. Family-owned and operated. They've been around since 1974 because service is their number one priority. National Garage Door are the region's BSE broken spring experts, and the styles, prices, and quality of the new doors will amaze you. I know they amazed me. Our garage door was starting to sound kind of like a box of scrap metal tumbling down the stairs. So Kevin from National Garage Door came out. He said patching up the old one was an option, but we're going with a new garage door, and we're as excited about that as you can be about a new garage door. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer-branded garage doors. They offer sales, service, and installation on all residential and commercial doors and operators. If you have garage door needs, old ones coming apart, or you're looking to improve your curb appeal, let National Garage Door come through for you in the clutch and be your closer. 338-4554 National Garage Door.
It's Black Friday all month long at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. When buying a car, getting a good deal, it's kind of the easy part. Where Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram really sets themselves apart from anywhere else is the experience, from sales to service and everything in between. It's why so many people keep coming back to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's because it's the place where a handshake still means something. And if you've been wanting to experience that Jeep life, there's no better time than now. SacSuperstore.com, located off of Business 80 across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Your local sports leader in the 916.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Halfway through the show. Sean Salisbury joins us next. We'll hear from Mike Brown here in a second. I just have a quick question for y'all. Anyone start Thanksgiving stuff yet?
No.
What do you mean by Thanksgiving stuff?
Every year I tell myself, I'm going to go out, like, not today, but, today. We're 2+ weeks out?
Mm-hmm.
If I get the frozen turkey now and I put it in the fridge, it'll be defrosted by then.
I did get a turkey.
You did get, okay, so you started. You started.
Yeah.
Good for you. Now, there are some items, obviously, you can't go get that need to be fresh. But, maybe you get your stuffing stuff. You begin the process. And every year, there I am at Winco at 1 a.m, trying to beat the crowds because it's 24 hours. And if you've ever been in a Winco Thanksgiving week, it ain't pretty, dude. It's like those of you old enough to remember when Cabbage Patch Kids were a thing and they'd get released in the stores. That's kind of what Winco's like.
I paid my taxes.
That's right. That's what Winco's like during Thanksgiving. But they got some great deals, man. Like, you can pretty much get a turkey for like 20 cents a pound.
Okay.
The other thing I always say I'm going to do is I'm going to get like 3 turkeys because they're so cheap, and then just make them throughout. And like, hey, what's for dinner tonight? Turkey. But I never do that. I only get 1 turkey because I don't know, it's like that's a lot of freezer room. But couldn't you conceivably like get a turkey, thaw it out, like chop it in half and then pack it that way? And you just have like rando turkey. Like, how about a half turkey? I think I'm going to try that this year. I'm going to get like 4
half turkey.
Half turkey. I'm going to get like 4 turkeys. I'm going to make 2 of them on Thanksgiving. I'm going to take the other 2. I'm going to spatchcock them, cut them in half. I know
Easy there.
I know. And then I'm gonna try to like make a little turkey stack in the freezer. Okay. Hey, it's February. What's for dinner? We're gonna have a half a turkey because half a turkey is enough. You don't need a whole turkey for a family of 4.
I don't think I have turkey besides Thanksgiving ever.
That's what I'm saying, which leads me to the annual Thanksgiving conversation that I promise we will get to at some point. Is turkey trash?
Occasionally, Bel Air will have like a rotisserie turkey breast.
I've gotten into that the last couple years. Jenny O has a little turkey breast too that you just a little turkey breast in the oven, a little great. That's great. But somebody made the point to me once that turkey's kind of a trash food because we have to cook it so carefully and then cover it with everything in order for it to be good.
But that's a lot of good foods too.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. That's why I really do struggle with it. But then we go back to the part of the conversation we're having right now. Why is it that 98% of us have turkey once? And I'm not talking about like turkey sandwiches.
Right.
I'm talking about like turkey.
Right. It's Thanksgiving.
It's Thanksgiving.
And ironically, those turkey sandwiches are better than like the sliced.
That's what I'm saying. So why don't we have turkey more often? They're in the stores. Somebody's buying them. I see them every year. They're right over in that section. I pass by them. They're a whole pile of turkeys. Someone has to be buying these turkeys. Who? From the text line, turkey is objectively the worst meat. No one likes it. No one is excited about it. There's a whole anti-turkey brigade out there, and I just don't know if I'm a part of it or not, because I'll tell you this much. I'm pretty much like the dad in A Christmas Story now. Like Thanksgiving comes, turkey's in the oven, turkey's on the Traeger. Thanks, Amy Hardware, now available in Town Center.
if I'm doing that, I'm the guy that's picking a little bit of here's a little bit of skin.
Mm-hmm.
Looking out for the bump of sounds. Anyways, I'm doing anything I can to avoid talking about the Kings and Spurs last night. I guess we have to do it. You want to hear from Mike Brown post-game?
Sure.
All right. Mike Brown post-game talked about
He shot extremely well from the three-point line, which helped the rest of their team have confidence from there too. But we just, one of the things that we talked about was touching the paint and spraying it, especially with Wemby down there. And, all of us, everybody on the roster that touched the paint tried to challenge them at some point or another. And it was just easy sprays, just touch the paint, move it on. The times that we did, we got nice rhythm shots. And then there were a handful of times too offensively that I thought we turned down shots. And, we can't turn down shots in this league, because when you do, usually if you turn down an open shot, an open catch and shoot three, you're going to get a worse shot. And I thought we turned down a handful of shots. I thought we tried to challenge Wemby at the rim way too much, instead of playing off of 2 feet and looking to spray the basketball when you got down there. We tried to shoot it over him, and the results weren't good. And then, like I said, the more shots that we missed and or got blocked or changed or whatever, the more confidence they got, especially offensively, in terms of knocking down the three. So tough night for us trying to go against these guys and not spraying the ball like we normally do while passing up open shots. And that's why we didn't get the win tonight.
Mike, 37-21 in bench scoring. I know that's not what you're pointing to, first and foremost, but does that kind of underline just how you guys might have to search for production there with Malik out right now?
Yeah, no, we're definitely going to have to collectively step up. There's not one guy that can do it, but it's going to be tough. Also, if Kevin and Keegan have a combined 7 points, and so it was a collective effort, not just from the guys coming off the bench, but we need production from everybody, and that doesn't necessarily mean we need somebody to get 25 or anything like that. We just need guys to step up, whether you're starting or you're coming off the bench, and just play the right way. And I thought, like I said, offensively, we didn't do a good job of it. We tried to challenge Wemby a little too much. Instead of making the game easy on us, we made it harder on us.
What?
What's interesting is a lot of times after a game, one of the first thoughts for a coach is like more paint touches and sprays out for three. And I'm like, they're not very good at it.
No,
and I get his point. Like he felt he challenged Wemby too much. I was more critical of the time where Wemby was out. I didn't think they did that and go in the paint. But is the answer more threes?
What do you mean they challenged Wemby too much?
Like changing shots, going in there and just like tried to be a little bit too like, let's attack him.
I thought they meant on the defense. And I was like,
no, not there. Yeah, no. But I don't know. I think that's interesting that sometimes it's even on a night where I think it was even the other night against the Clippers where they made what was a franchise worst. He's like, I still thought we could have taken 10 to 15 more. I'm like, really? But they better get better at that soon, because that has been a problem for them.
What is the whole like insanity is the thing you do twice or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Definition of insanity is doing the same thing.
Definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result.
Yeah, so like,
which isn't the definition.
I know exactly. I don't think it really is, but people say it is.
At what point do we apply that to their 3-point shooting?
Right.
We shot 4%. We need more.
Yeah.
Well, it's like so we're like, you're not going to get better by shooting less, are you?
I honestly wonder, like, for real though, what would happen if Mike Brown and the coaching staff for the next home game? I mean, really, just as an experiment. What if they were like, guys, I don't want a single 3-point shot attempted tonight, unless it's like the end of the quarter heave. Like, literally, do not attempt a 3-point shot tonight. Honestly, I just wonder what the game would look like. You think?
Yeah, they would just
because think about it. If they're shooting 20, that means they're missing 70% of their 3-point shots. So you take those 70% of misses, of which they're shooting 50% from the field, and you convert those to shots from the field. I understand the defense would adjust eventually and move back in. I get that. I just honestly, as a thought experiment, wonder what this team would look like if they just stop. Literally, you're not allowed to shoot any more threes for like a game. Let's see what happens. You're the MIDI committee. We'll take a break. I mean, hell, your best scorer right now is the king of the mids.
Yep.
We'll take a break. When we come back, Sean Salisbury joins us as we recap Week 10 in the NFL. And got to ask him, Chicago Bears fired their offensive coordinator again. Is this time it's for real? And the Niners and so much more next.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys, live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus, view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds?
Birds?
What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves plus a partridge in a pear tree?
Sure, but why would anyone want that?
The song was very convincing.
Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
We're back. Tuesdays mean one thing and one thing only. Sean Salisbury graces us. We'll try not to piss him off this time.
I know, we're like 2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row. He's going to stop talking to us, joining us right now from his palatial Houston, roads he's on probably, host of his very own morning show for 4 hours. Then he's off as America's best guest on All Sports Talk Radio. Good morning, Sean. How are you?
Good morning. No palatial, just in my truck driving to a golf event.
Nice.
Larry Durker, the former pitcher and broadcaster and manager here in Houston, headed to his nice charity event. So I'm on my way there to go knocking around a little bit. Beautiful day, about 75 degrees and sunny. So we got a good one in Houston.
How's the golf game?
Yeah, I was going to ask.
How's my game?
Yeah.
I'm probably playing to about a 9 or 10 handicap right now. I took a couple years off, but I've now hired a swing coach and really grinding and playing whenever I can. So joined a club. So yeah, man, I'm playing a lot as often as I can, I guess, and trying to get better. Quit 3-putting somewhere along the line. So yeah, I'm doing all right, I guess.
Doesn't Hank Haney live in Texas? I think.
Say it again.
Doesn't Hank Haney, the famous golf coach? I thought he lived in Texas.
Yeah, he has a Texas place. Mike McGettrick, who I've been to before, was the top 100 teachers out here. A lot of them, man. A lot of great teachers out here and a lot of great golf courses. So I'm in good hands, and I just got to get out of my own head when I snap hook a drive and find a way to. I'm really good. I'm a really good ham and egg guy. I hit a shot. We played yesterday. I hit a shot for punched one under the trees and hit it to about 10 feet from 145 yards. And it's like, I said, the reason I'm good at those is I'm always here. But at 120 yards staring right at the flagstick in the middle of the fairway with a fluffy lie, there's a chance I'm not hitting it in a 10-foot circle, but I'll be damned. I can hit it from a fairway bunker to 12 feet because I'm always in them. So that's what happens when you practice hitting bad shots because you're in it all the time. So, but I love it. I'm the same grind and passion for this as I do anything else I do. So I'm loving it, man.
Jake Moody was hitting some bad shots for the Niners over the weekend. 3 of 6, missed 3 field goals, made the game winner. And with the acknowledgement that we're sure this happens all the time in locker rooms, on the sidelines, we just don't see it. There was film, I'm sure you saw, of Deebo Samuel going over, telling him to lock in or whatever he said. And then Tabor Pepper there, the long snapper, got in between them. Deebo kind of Three Stooges slapped them both. Kyle Shanahan squashed it. I don't know, Sean. I've been waiting to talk to you about this because on one hand, I get the whole, like, guys, these are athletes. They talk to each other all the time like this, like, stop being soft. But on the other end, Sean, I'm like, God dang, man. Like, you think Jake Moody was like, you know what? I wasn't locked in. Now that you've told me to lock in, now I'm really going to be locked in. Thanks for the advice, Deebo. I don't know. How did you take that whole thing?
Well, I'd also probably look at Deebo and say, man, you're awesome and I love you, but that wasn't drip you were wearing. That was I forgot my luggage attire. That's a good way to get back and say, what'd you do, miss your long pants on the pregame? Nah, it's true. It's the way you say it, Dave. It matters, right? The approach, and I know it sounds, I mean, we're way too sensitive in society and football, and when we get a camera angle, it's like, oh my gosh, the world's offended. I do believe, and one thing, special teams guys and a long snapper, a holder, I did it for John Carney, the kicker. First off, you know he's grinding. He only gets about, if you're lucky, you get 5 swings at it a day, and that's a high field goal or extra point day. It's a hard job, but that's what they get paid to do. And the frustration, because, you know, we joke about this, but sometimes when we say, oh, they're not football players, they're kickers, it's not true, it's not fair, because they're really important to our team. But like anything else, we joke about it until we need them, right? We devalue a running back in contract negotiations until it's 3rd and 3, and we got to move on in the playoffs, and we need Christian McCaffrey. So, you know, I think there's a time and a place, as long as you don't embarrass the teammate. He knows what pressure he's under, but every now and again you get a feel for when a guy needs grabbed by the face mask or talked to in a tough love situation. So it doesn't bother me. Cameras pick it up. I love the fact that one of your teammates comes to the rescue. It worked. But you can't miss 3 field goals each week. They know that. And I think it's the way you choose to say things to a teammate on the sideline where you realize, hey, we're in this together, man. We got you. Just because I grab your jersey, we got you. Go in there and do what we know you can do. And that's a good thing. So I think it's how it's said and how you approach it. But sometimes, listen, it doesn't matter. Emotions are going to take over. Look what Micah Parsons said about his head football coach. Who does that in this day and age? Respect in 1940 should be respect in 2027 or 2070. Who says that, oh, he's done more than the coach ever? Well, the coach has a Super Bowl ring, even though the execution's not good. So I'm just not a big butt toss guy with subordinates and teammates, but I have no problem. See, it wouldn't bother me if a guy got in my face. It happened plenty, and you respond, and as long as it's respectful, I think it's how it's presented is more important than the fact that it was presented.
Sean, there was news today out of Chicago that less than a year on the job, Shane Waldron was fired as offensive coordinator. Obviously, there's expectations with that team and certainly with Caleb Williams. What did you make of that decision? And it's 2 straight years they're changing coordinators there in Chicago.
Yeah, and luckily for Caleb Williams, it's not 2 straight years for him where they have a 3rd coordinator in his rookie year. So, but he's going to have another one. And I'll tell you what, if they don't get fixed, that's the old I confess, it's the coordinator's fault. And he has not, been overly successful like Ben Johnson in the division as calling plays. So I get it. It seems like it's happening more now than ever. When it's in doubt, Raiders did it. Let's get rid of the assistant now. I don't know if that's someone on high saying fire him or you're in trouble, or it's listen, Shane Waldron's not doing his job. We got to make a move. And I get it. Happens, and that's part of the coaching thing. But if Matt Eberflus doesn't change it around, there's a good chance he'll be joining Shane Waldron when the season's over, because they started out well, but they have been underachieving the last 4 or 5 weeks. It's looked pitiful. They should be better than that, and they will be out and looking for a guy like Ben Johnson, I think, if this continues. So it's always hard during the season. The Jets obviously did the same thing, and you hope you have more success, but it's not just the coach, it's execution, both come into play. So it's an easy scapegoat. But in truth, if you're not buying in the locker room or during game day and you're not making the necessary adjustments that a 7-figure coordinator is supposed to make, then you move on from him. And if the coach doesn't feel comfortable with what's going on, you either take over the play calling as a defensive guy or you find somebody else to do it. So that's just it. And Caleb Williams is going to have to play better. But I assure you there's a handful of guys out there that if they do get the head coaching and or coordinator job in Chicago, that Caleb Williams will get better. And Ben Johnson being one of them. Matt Eberflus better pick it up or he's going to join him, Shane Waldron. I get why it happens. I think it's a bummer, but it's a league that's based on production when it comes to coaches and not potential.
And it looks like it was spreading because the Raiders somehow were flummoxed into hiring Luke Getsy, who sucked last year, which stopped them from getting Justin Fields, as we talked about last week, from the Bears, which would have been a hell of a lot better than what they have. So let me ask you this.
Real quick,
Go ahead.
Real quick. One thing with this real quick. We got to get out of and I know comfortability is one thing, but we as a coaching profession got to get out of, I'm hiring my buddy.
Right.
I don't know if I'm not saying everybody does it, but this fraternity is, oh yeah, I'm familiar with him 4 years ago. Well, some coaches don't evolve. And if you're familiar 5 years ago, that coach may still be living 5 years ago. So there are things you got to evolve. We got to hire the best candidates, not your buddies, because that fraternity sometimes they take each other for granted in the meeting room and nobody challenges their buddy. So what happens is because you're afraid no growth. So we got to get out of that in this profession as well. You got to hire the best candidates at every position and the ones that get buy-in from the players.
You know, I want to make the last question I have for you, Sean. What years were you at USC again?
I would have graduated in 85, but since I shredded me twice, I graduated in 86. So 81 to 86.
Okay, so you got the last year or two with Coach Robinson.
Coach Robinson recruited me. I think he's the best. I went there. He left after my sophomore year. I think he's the. I've never been around. I love Benny. You know, I've been around some great coaches. Yep. Bobby Ross, Benny Green. At no time, and anybody I talk to, I can't fathom there's anybody would have wanted to play for in college football more, no matter where he was, than John Robinson. I think he's the finest that I've ever played for. I love him, and I'm going to miss him. Real quick story on that, Dave. I guess go ahead and ask your question. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, Sean. Honestly, I was just going to tee you up. Obviously, Coach Robinson passed away yesterday, and I was pretty sure I had my math right that you did play for him and probably were recruited. So I just wanted to tee you up to say a few words about him.
Two things about him, real quick, and I don't want to hold you guys long. Yeah. And you guys do know at the end of Coach Robinson's career here, when Ed Orgeron's team won the national title with Joe Burrow, you know who was his special assistant to the head coach who Orgeron hired that off season before that?
Yep.
John Robinson. John Robinson was the most organized, crisp practice guy I've ever had in my career. And it was perfect for Ed. You know, Coach Orgeron's all over the place with that energy. John making sure the schedule stays the same. And I'm telling you, his impact, I'll guarantee you, was another reason why, part of the reason why that they were able to stay focused. John was great at that. Real quick, I'm getting recruited. John Robinson, he's recruiting. I look up in the stands when I'm playing basketball, and was the number one recruit in the country. And I don't mean this arrogant, but just to give you some perspective, as a football player, you're thinking, he's recruiting me as a football player, right? Well, little to know, I find out after a basketball game about a week later, he goes, Sean, you know the reason I'm recruiting you is not the fact you're a good football player. He came and watched me play basketball with Paul Hackett, who was the offensive coordinator at the time, before he signed me, and said, I watched you play basketball, and your physicality and aggressiveness is the reason I'm recruiting even harder than I was as the number one quarterback, which made me, John loves multi-sport athletes. And the last week before I signed on February 8th in 1981, February of 81, I was 17 years old. The last home visit John Robinson made a few days before that day. We're having dinner. We hung out, my family. He's sitting in the living room with Coach Hackett. And he ends this conversation after he's saying goodbye to my mom and my dad. And he goes, I will tell you this, Sean. We want you here at USC. You're our number one prospect, and we're going to give you an environment to compete in. This is verbatim. We're going to give you an environment to compete in. But I will tell you this, and we'd love to have you. But if you don't show up at USC and sign with us, we are still going to show up on Saturday, and we are still going to win. Now, when you're 17, you're expecting everybody to tell you how great you are. He left, and my old man looked at me the second they got in the car and drove away and said, I think you want to be a part of that. The rest is history. John Robinson knew what he was doing in recruiting. and is the finest game day coach I've ever been around.
No, can't say it better than that. Honest to God.
I love him. It's emotional. That story prevents me from crying. So there you go, brother. He was family to me and my family. Love Coach Robinson.
Well, you're in our thoughts today. Knew he meant something to you, Sean, obviously, more than words could express, but you did a great job doing it. Now, swallow hard and no snap hooking, my friend.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I'll swallow hard, but I got news for you. There will be a snap hook in the arsenal today. Because you know how scrambles are.
Yep.
One guy hits it in the fairway, and the rest, your game goes out of whack. You say, I got to hit it as hard as far as I can.
That's right.
That's what a scramble does. So it's okay, though. It's for a good cause, and I'm outdoors in 70-degree weather. And I don't care if I 3-putt today. Hopefully I won't.
We will. Good luck. We'll expect an update next week, and we'll talk to you next Tuesday, friend.
Appreciate you guys very much. Thanks for letting me share Coach Robinson's story.
Thank you for sharing. Take care. That is Sean Salisbury. We'll take a break. 89 years old, a life well lived. Coach John Robinson. When we come back, 4-down territory. The divisional leaders, Chiefs and Bills, they've got a game coming up. NFC or AFC South head-to-head. And Derrick Henry, boy, he ain't lost a step. We'll talk a little bit more about him next.
The only place you'll find De'Aaron Fox is Sacktown Sports.
Spins away from the defender, in the paint, soft floater. That's a great play by De'Aaron Fox.
Hey, Sacramento, it's De'Aaron Fox, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Hey there, I've been telling you about Gonzalez Law for a while here, and they're in downtown Sacramento. He is local, the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez. And, I've been telling you about some things that can help you maybe if you're in this spot in your life where you need to get back on track. Something from your past that's still following you that you just didn't know that maybe you could have removed from your record and maybe get yourself back on track. Well, that's called an expungement, and that's something he has done and has specialized in, and people continue to reach out to them about how you can help. Well, he can at 916-304-9187, SacLegalDefense.com. And the holidays are coming up, but that can be a tough time for a lot of people. And you don't want something like that something from your past to keep you from having an enjoyable holiday season or a year ahead. So right now you can help with that expungement. It can help you get a job, can get your constitutional rights back. And he's offering discounts on expungements now through Christmas. Again, SacLegalDefense.com or 916-304-9187 to find out more about that. And there's also other areas where Jonathan Gonzalez can help you in, whether it's a wrongful termination case, sexual harassment, auto accident, all sorts of things. He is there to help you out, to represent you, and he's done a great job at that for many, many years right here in Sacramento. Again, SacLegalDefense.com, 916-304-9187.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is your unsurpassed spot to find the hottest golf gear, best pricing, and elite expertise. Every club on the shelves can be tried for free on the driving range. 3 TrackMan units and a Hagen Oaks team of skilled fitting professionals provide the finest club fitting experience. Our personable Super Shop staff will show you the newest to help you look and play your best. You love golf. The Hagen Oaks team loves golf too. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80. Learn more at hagenoaks.com or 916-481-GOLF.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fitting at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the only store in the world to be named the top 100 shop for 40 years straight. Yes, the only golf shop in the world. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is your unsurpassed spot to find the hottest golf gear, best pricing, and elite expertise. Try any club on the shelf on the driving range for free and let our staff show you everything you need to look and play better. You love golf. The Hagen Oaks team loves golf too. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue, Business 80. Learn more at hagenoaks.com or 916-481-GOLF.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Drapes, Kyle Draper. As the proud sponsor of the Sacramento Kings Mop Crew, Alsco Uniforms offers certified hygienically clean lab coats, scrubs, bed linens, towels, floor mats, and an array of mops tailored for your healthcare facility. Our services include convenient delivery to your doorstep, Leading the way in healthcare laundry services in Northern California, discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco uniforms. Go to alsco.com to learn more. Again, that's alsco.com.
When it's cold and rainy outside, Bonnie is leading the way home. Right now, stay warm and cozy with a full furnace tune-up, just $59. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Schedule an appointment today at Bonnie.com.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number 1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company sold on report.
Shop Big O Tires now through December 8th and buy 3, get 1 free on 4 select in-stock Cooper, Nexen, Nitto, National, or Sumitomo brand tires. Visit Big O Tires for your total auto care services. Installation required. Disposal fees extra. Not valid with other offers. See Big O dealer for details.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Don't forget, Niners at 9 with Matt Barrows coming up in just under a half an hour. Jesus Tarango, the chairman of the Wilton Rancheria Tribe, and Kevin Nagle, owner of the Sac Republic. Big vote tonight. City
I'm
Council.
freaking jacked.
Super jacked. They'll be in studio with us at 9:28, and we'll get all the TikTok on everything going on. Guys, yesterday I played you an oldie but a goodie. We love these Wheel of Fortune hits.
Oh, no.
Yesterday.
Our guy was on a roll yesterday.
Might be the greatest of all time.
I did see that. Okay. Or part of it. I only saw one.
There's that
one I saw.
Yeah. It's blank, blank, blank E. And then it looks
Why would
like
you do that to E?
Then it looks like yourself, a round of A blank blank A blank. Anyways, you get the point. Oh, you can? Oh, well then let me send it to you. I'd love to put this on for our YouTube viewers. That's worth waiting a little bit. Let me get to my likes. Actually, why don't you launch 4 down territory? We'll just get to that right now while I send this over. All right, 4 down territory time, and then we'll put this on the back end. Hello. Jason Ross. Oh, you need me to email it to you, don't you? Jason Ross, Chris Roulade, question 1.
First down.
First down. Yeah, that too.
Which team has the better chance to lose their division lead? The Chiefs or the Bills?
Well, let's take a look, Jason, at your standings in the NFL. First and foremost, by the way, the Chiefs and the Bills playing each other. I believe that's this weekend. Keon Coleman, the Florida State standout rookie wide receiver, will not be playing. He has a wrist chafed. Kansas City Chiefs currently have a 3-game lead over the Los Angeles Chargers. The Buffalo Bills have a 4-game lead over the Miami Dolphins. The true answer is neither will lose their lead.
Yeah.
They will both win their divisions.
Who has the better chance?
Well, I think the Chiefs may already have clinched the division based on the losses they're going to have. I don't know that they're going to have 3 losses this year, even if the Chargers ran it out. So I'll say by technicality, the Buffalo Bills, maybe the Dolphins get on a heater and Josh Allen, God forbid, goes down. Something horrible happens. Now, granted, injuries, look, it's all up in the air if something happens to Mahomes. But Chiefs ain't. Like I said, I think the Chiefs already clinched that division. So I'll say the Bills.
It's weird they said because they have the smaller lead. They're undefeated, but a smaller lead, and
Right.
I think they have the better competition behind them.
Yeah.
You know, Denver probably should have won the game last weekend, but didn't. The Chiefs keep narrowly escaping, and the Chargers are 6-3 with a really good coach.
Yes.
So even though they're undefeated, I feel like it. Well, I'm with you. The first and foremost, I don't think it's happening.
No.
Either one, but I think maybe it's the AFC West is the more open one, I guess, but
Right.
by percentage, it's the slightly of the scale. I would go to the Chiefs with a better chance of losing it.
Second down.
Which division is better, NFC or AFC South?
NFC South, the Falcons with a 2-game lead at 6-4, followed by the Bucs, the Saints, and the Panthers. The AFC South, the Texans, also at 6-4, like the Falcons, followed by the Colts, Titans, and Jaguars. 4-6 is, by the way, your Indianapolis Colts in second place. Those are two poopy divisions. However, I think if the NFC South, let me put it this way. If the NFC South were to play the AFC South in a World Cup round-robin format, I believe the Houston Texans would be the champions, but I believe that the NFC South would have more wins. And the question was, which division is better? I will say with that caveat, the NFC South is the better of two stanky divisions.
I'm with you in a weird way.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's a little bit more in the NFC South.
Yes.
Like, the Saints were 2-0 at one point. I know they finally got another win after losing 7 straight. I don't love Carolina, but I think top to bottom, there's a little bit more in there. But I think your answer is right, too, with the Texans being the best of the batch.
Yep.
But they don't have enough support, so I guess it would be the NFC South for me.
Third down, please.
There are 8 2,000-yard rushing seasons in NFL history. Derrick Henry has one of those. Will Henry get his second this season?
So Derrick Henry is averaging 112 yards per game. He is at 1,120 right now. Assuming he plays 7 more, that would equal to about 784?
Be a little short.
Be a little bit short.
Would be at 1,900?
1,900. I think when it all comes down to it, when you combine the fact that the Ravens, let's just go ahead and check the standings here just to make sure. Well, the Ravens are in a dogfight with the Steelers, so you can throw that out. When you look at the Ravens' remaining schedule.
And the fact that he gets an extra game helps, 17 games.
17 games. You've got the Steelers coming up in Pittsburgh this weekend. That's a hell of a game in that division. Then you go to the Chargers, Eagles, Giants, Steelers, Texans, Browns. Even when you're playing a team like the Browns, you still got to stare down Myles Garrett. I think we're looking at a 1,700 18-yard season. Plus, they're using him a lot. That's going to tax itself at some point. But that being said, any given week, Derrick Henry can bust out a 200-yard game. So, but if I'm betting money, I'd say you're looking at over/under about 1,700, 1,750.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I mean, he's going to have a 200-yard game or more, a couple of them, coming up. But he's tremendous. People thought he lost a step. Cowboys, he was going to cost too much money. Boy, do they regret that. So he's been a good fit for them. I just don't think he'll quite get to 2,000.
Fourth down.
The Dallas Cowboys say they will stick with Cooper Rush at QB. Is this the right move?
No, it's stupid. It's just dumb, and it's typical Jerry Jones. No, you don't stick with Cooper. You know pretty much what Cooper Rush is. He's 30 years old. He's Cooper Rush. You don't know what Trey Lance is. You have no idea. And by the way, Trey Lance might not be anything. And I also acknowledge that I'm not watching Trey Lance in practice day in and day out. And maybe Trey Lance just sucks. But if for no other reason, for your team and your fans, you have an opportunity here over 7 games to really get what Trey Lance is once and for all. You gave up, what was it, a conditional 6th rounder? You didn't pay a ton of assets.
Yeah, but why'd you trade for him?
But why did you trade for him? Trey Lance is the guy that was the 3 pick in the draft, and maybe he sucks, but we're learning from the Sam Darnolds of the world. We're learning from others that get some time to develop. He's now 24 years old. This is what, his 3rd season in the league, I believe. And once upon a time, he was the heir apparent to the Niners offense. Now, I'm not saying he earned that. He was put in there because of his draft position. But Dallas, you're not making the playoffs. If you play Trey Lance, one of 2 things is likely going to happen. A, you find out that Trey Lance is actually a lot better than advertised, and he puts together some pretty decent numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And you either get off of Dak Prescott's contract, which is unlikely, or maybe you're able to flip Trey Lance to a team for something that you're making a little draft capital back.
Sure.
That's number 1. Or number 2, Trey Lance sucks. You find out, for a fact he sucks. The fans aren't going to sit around and say, well, what about Trey Lance? And, oh, by the way, you get a better draft pick next year because you're not making the playoffs.
Right.
You're 100% not making the playoffs. So Figure it out.
Yeah, Cooper Rush is playing Gardner Minshew. He's fine.
That's right.
You're not figuring out your future plans. Trey Lance may not be a part of it, but I think you got to figure out if he is. And so I think you're done. Your season's over. Dak's having surgery. That'll be your quarterback next year, we assume.
Yeah.
But let's figure out what you have in Trey Lance.
The only other thing I can think of is that maybe Trey Lance is better than we think. And they're saying, yeah, we don't even want to win any more games. Maybe Cooper Rush.
What?
What I'm saying is
Jerry doesn't want to win every game.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I don't believe what I'm saying. I'm saying, could they be tanking
for Wembanyama?
Yeah,
Wembanyama.
We'll take a break. Who's hot? Who's not? We will recap 3 in the key for the Kings and the Spurs before we get to Niners at 9. We'll get you top and bottom 5 in the NFL as we do each and every Tuesday. And then Jesus Tarango and Kevin Nagle in studio. We will talk all about the big vote today for the next new stadium here in Sacramento. We're right back after this.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Black Friday savings on now on the all-new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates, every new 2025 half-ton LT, RST, LTZ, and High Country in stock at Maida Chevy. Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area. $8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, terminal offers. Ends 12/1/24. Source internet search 11/2/24.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills have features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, complete with a lifetime warranty. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Just because it's November does not mean we can't barbecue outside. Visit California Backyard now for your best selection of grills and Napoleon Grills accessories.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right. Sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air. Making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air. Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company and second opinion partner.
Who's hot?
Kings' opponent shooting 3.
Yeah.
Last night, Last night, the Spurs shot 22 of 46 from 3. That's good for 47.8% on the night. To go over the overall stats against the Kings, if my phone won't mess up here. Kings opponents this season shooting 37.6%. That's the 4th best opponent three-point shooting percentage in the league.
So they're dead last in 3-point shooting, and they're the 4th.
I mean, we don't know that yet. We might need to see who's not on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Okay. Well, who's not?
Sacramento Kings 3-point shooting. Last night, they were 10 of 38, going the opposite direction of the San Antonio Spurs. They shot 26.3%. Hey, if you're looking at the overall season 3-point shooting percentage for the Kings, it's 30.1%. That is 30th.
That's not great. That's not great. That's not gonna win championships, and that's all we want here is championships.
Can I look at this glass half open? Glass half full?
With glass half open.
These are, if they just get better at shooting threes and get better at stopping shooting threes, that's a major difference.
Then they close the glass.
The what?
Then they can close
the glass from it being half open.
Well, the early worm gets the bird.
Yes.
Maybe the hand will be on the other shoe.
We all know the early worm gets the rock. What? Two in the bush.
Glass half open. I love your.
Hey, you know what, Dave? Make like a tree and get out of here.
Make like a drum and go. Make like a banana and peel out of the parking lot because you're leaving.
Yeah.
Make sure there's plenty of peanut M&Ms.
With glass half open. I'm not letting that go. That was a good line.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's recap the key and the 3 for the Kings and Spurs last night, please. Hey!
What's great about 3 in the key? We did 5 predictions.
Yes, we did.
All right, let's see what we did.
I'm a glass half open kind of guy.
You know what?
You're not?
Looking over the numbers, we kind of perform like the Kings.
Oh, boy.
We asked first Harrison Barnes points.
Harry B.
Harry B.
Give me Harry B.
Dave, you said 17. I said 13. Chris said 4.
4.
He had 10. They weren't terrible, but we weren't great.
We're nowhere.
He had 10 in the first half, and then
sounds like Harrison Barnes.
Wow. Fly, Falcon. Then fly to the fields. That's how it goes.
I know that, dude.
Sean Penn.
We asked for the leading bench scorer because we knew they were without Malik Monk.
Oh, bench scorer. We didn't add that to our bench more.
Oh,
Yeah, leading bench scorer.
You said Keon Ellis with 13.
I did.
I said Doug McDermott with 12.
Yep.
Chris said Keon Ellis with 16. It was Trey Lyles with 8.
Well, we are kind of the Kings from behind the arc right now.
We're kind of the glass half closed.
So, yeah, we are the glass half closed.
And then the random stat, Dave, you said Sabonis with a triple-double. He had 23, 12, and 4.
Well, he had a double and a half, almost.
I said Sabonis would foul out again. He had 5 fouls.
You were very close.
That's good. And Chris said there would be a bat loose in the arena. That was not true.
That's bad. That was not true. Well,
that we know of.
I guess we could say we don't know that there wasn't a bat loose.
Didn't stop a game or whatever. I've been there twice for that. And the bats were loose and they stopped the game.
Yeah, both with the Kings.
Yeah.
And you were there for both?
I was on the call for both of those.
That is weird.
Yeah.
That's wild. Hey, do you have that Wheel of Fortune?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that going to take a second? Probably.
Just a second.
Yeah, that is weird that you were there for both calls. When you think of like the percentage of calls of games you've done over the years on the road,
yeah,
it's not high. And then you've been there for 100% of the bats.
Yeah.
Is there something about you that attracts bats?
Yeah, I'm Batman.
Yeah, you keep bats warm.
Yes.
All right.
Bats for bats.
We always love it when people screw up on Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, it's fun.
This is like the dumbest one, though, by the way.
Oh, be careful.
No, it's because the puzzle's not even close.
His answer makes sense.
Like yesterday we had the what was it? Another feather in your map.
Yeah.
Another feather for your cat, for your lap.
Yeah. I'm not a cat.
I'm not a cat. This one, I've never heard this phrase before, but I think if this guy plays, you had the Hawk Tua. This guy can make some money off of this. Roll tape there, Christopher. Oh, good.
How does Ryan Seacrest not laugh? Hey, round of sausage for everybody. And get some chos.
It wasn't even treat yourself to a round of that dude said treat yourself a round of sausage. Like there's got to be a hot link endorsement in there for him.
Yeah.
There's got to be.
Sorry you've lost, but you're leaving with a lifetime supply of Johnsonville brats.
And by the way, I'm not saying if somebody said, hey, round of sausage for everyone, I'd perk up.
That can mean a lot of things.
I love sausage. But treat yourself a round of sausage.
It's been a tough day. I'm just going to go down to the local. Going to go down to the local. What is that called?
Sausagery?
Watering hole where the glass is half
I just
open.
want to say canaceria.
Round of sausage for my friends.
Butcher shop.
With
That's
glass
what I was
half open. No, seriously, if you were the host, you would have lost it.
Dude, how did Ryan say? And by the way, sorry, YouTube saw it. They weren't able to hear it.
Oh,
why weren't they able to hear it?
I don't know, but that actually makes it funnier for us because they just saw the video and we're laughing about it while there was nothing playing except us breathing hard. Hey, YouTube guys, he said, treat yourself a round of sausage. And then everyone laughed. Here.
And she solved it with give yourself a round
of applause. All right. Well, that almost worked. We'll take a break when we come back.
How he got treat as well. 4-letter word.
Yeah.
I'd like to solve. I know this one.
I'd like to solve a puzzle.
I am a cat. And treat yourself.
It was blank, blank, blank E.
So close
and
to
he
treat.
turned that into treat. It's not even so.
Okay,
how is that sausage?
You know how this, I don't know when this was recorded, but like if this was you and you're like, hey guys, I'm going to Wheel of Fortune. Like, oh yeah, we're rooting for you, Dave. And then you did that. I'd be like, when's it airing? I don't know.
No, you know what?
Like, I didn't get, they didn't.
I was the alternate.
Yeah.
There was another one he messed up on too.
Can I just say this as we go to break? If I went on Wheel of Fortune and I did that, I'm not joking when I say this because he doesn't have kids. That would be the greatest moment of Christopher Ludd's life. And I don't think it would be close. If I did that on Wheel of Fortune, that would be the greatest day of his life.
Yeah.
I think he would actually make an entire Twitter account dedicated.
I don't think I'd be alive. I think I'd just like fall over right there.
I was like that.
Like my body wouldn't be able to handle it.
But how did it go? He ended happy. He was so happy.
Biggest smile I've ever seen on his face.
During the break, I want everybody to think about the NBA equivalent of that happening. What is that? Is that Buddy Hield in the playoffs? Like, what's the NBA equivalent to treat yourself to a round of sausage?
J.R. Smith and
J.R.
LeBron.
Smith. When we come back, Matt Barrows next.
You know how it goes down, man.
Sacktown Sports 1140 has you covered all year. Listen to every Sacramento Kings game and stay up to date on all Kings news on SacktownSports.com. Or listen to our live and local shows.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys.
We are your home of the Sacramento Kings. Sacktown Sports 1140.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-5795. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-583-5795. That's 800-583-5795. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fitting at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Shop Big O Tires now through December 8th and buy 3, get 1 free on 4 select in-stock Cooper, Nexen, Nitto, National, or Sumitomo brand tires. Visit Big O Tires for your total auto care services. Installation required. Disposal fees extra. Not valid with other offers. See Big O dealer for details.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross. And as always, it's always lovely to talk to Matt Barrows of The Athletic. Said this for a very long time, but it's nicer to talk to him after a win.
An easy, non-stressful, solid win.
Solid win.
Yeah.
Well, we're in the middle there. I look at the glass as half open, Jason. Joining us right now from The Athletic, Matt Barrows. Good morning, Matt.
Wait, they won? Hold on. I gotta change some things in my story because I thought that they lost. It felt like a loss.
It did.
Before we get started, I have a terrible memory, but occasionally I'm proud of myself for remembering things. Chris, can you confirm that Matt can hear anything I play? Okay, he can. We're sure. Mix, minus, and all. Okay, Matt, I'm going to play a clip for you, and I simply want to know, have you ever heard this song in your life? Here it is. Give it about 20 seconds.
He doesn't need that long.
Okay. Have you heard this song before?
I haven't, but I could get into it. I could if you want me to.
That's Frankie Smith with the Double Dutch Bus.
I'm stunned.
I got killed yesterday. I know music pretty well. I had never heard that song before. It's top 5 for Jason Ross.
Love that song.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and so we kind of had a bet going as to whether or not you were kind of like the impartial observer. If you have ever heard a Double Dutch Bus, honestly, I was with you guys. I thought he would have, and I was
thought
just
so too.
You and me on an island together, Maddie.
I'm sorry, Jason. I never heard of it.
Wow.
Well,
I think differently of Matt Barrows now.
Growing up on is it a West Coast? I grew up on the East Coast. I might not have been exposed.
I don't know. You know what? I don't know.
Well, now's about the time when Jason would go to Matt on the sideline and grab him by the face mask and say, "Lock in,
lock in, Matt."
As Kyle Shanahan squashed the beefing, if you will. I don't know, Matt. My whole thing, and I've never been a football player. I keep saying it. Like, did Jake Moody really need to be told to lock in after missing field goals? Like he wasn't aware. It was kind of goofy to me. How did you read the whole thing?
Yeah, I read it that way too. These guys know, their whole world is making these field goals. And so they knew that they needed to lock in, and they were being fooled by the wind, basically. It was a windy day in Tampa, and that wind was a crosswind, and it was messing with a young kicker's head, and that happens. Do I think a Robbie Gould would have missed 3? No. But this is what you get when you draft a young kicker. These are the pains that a young kicker has to go through. What was revealing, I thought, was it showed the cracks. It showed the frustration level that a team that thinks it's good enough to go to the Super Bowl, but is playing like a middle of the pack team, is having right now. And they're lucky to escape Tampa Bay with a win. I think it was a lot like last year's game in Cleveland, which also ended with a Jake Moody field goal attempt. That one was a miss, and they lost that game, and they easily could have lost this one as well. So they live to fight another day, but I think we're getting to a point in the season that they still haven't had that signature win, that they still haven't had a game where you say, aha, this team is back. They're a Super Bowl team. They can compete in the NFC and go to the Super Bowl. They look like just an ordinary team right now. Not a bad team, but certainly not a great team.
Yes, we're talking with Matt Barrows from The Athletic. Is brought to you by Stockton Honda. Matt, that's all part of a kind of seemingly a larger issue that is not new to this week. As Jake Moody, he missed 3, makes the game winner, but there was also a muff punt. I mean, special teams has really been an issue from day one for this team.
Yeah, I mean, the only game where it wasn't an issue was the Cowboys game. And I think that, that happened right before the bye. And I don't think that Kyle Shanahan wants to think about special teams. He certainly doesn't want to make a big special teams move. If he was going to part ways with Brian Schneider, it would have come during the bye. But, the game right before the bye is a good game for special teams. And I think that's all Kyle Shanahan needed to say, okay, finally, this has been taken care of. It's not going to be an issue. That was wishful thinking. That botched punt return in the third quarter was exactly what happened in Minnesota, exactly like what happened in Los Angeles against the Cardinals. It allows the opponent to come back into the game. The 49ers should have taken off at that point. That game should have ended up like last year's game in Jacksonville, which was 13-3 at halftime. And then in the second half, they just pounded the Jaguars. And that's what looked like it was happening in Tampa Bay. The muff punt changed the dynamic of the game. And it's been problematic. And frankly, it'll continue to be problematic.
Matt Barrows with us from The Athletic. Now we don't want to look ahead too far, but they get the Seahawks back home before going to Green Bay, and then that showdown December 1st versus the Bills. What was your take on, other than special teams, how they looked, and did this give you any sort of familiarity to last year, that 31-3 victory on the road coming off the bye against Jacksonville, as a team that's beginning to turn the corner?
I thought there were good signs. The 49ers gained a lot of yards. There was a lot of yards on offense. They almost doubled what the Buccaneers put up, which would have made losing the game all the more frustrating. But, Brock Purdy, slow start, and really played well in the second half. You can't say enough about the 30-yard pass to McCaffrey where he just hurled it up and McCaffrey saw it. I mean, that's what the 49ers have been missing the first 8 games without McCaffrey. The touchdown pass to George Kittle was phenomenal as well. That was an 8.5 second wait that he had to have before putting it on the money in that corner of the end zone. And then, of course, the final drive was excellent. And I thought it was very comforting, telling that 2 of those passes went to Ricky Pearsall on that drive and 2 went to Juwan Jennings. And that Juwan Jennings also had that yak yards that allowed it to be a 44-yard field goal. That was the exact distance. It was the exact spot that Moody had missed the most recent field goal. So he knew how to kick it this time. He learned. And I think it was important that it was on the same spot. If it had been, another 7 yards back, does he make it? I don't know. So I thought that there were some positive things. Pearsall, Jennings, Debo, that's the wide receiver triumvirate from here on out. And I thought it was a good kind of start to that unit.
Yeah, that Pearsall first touchdown was just great. That was an incredible moment to see, everything he's gone through. But I'm thinking too, Matt, of what we talked earlier about the special teams. 6 field goal attempts kind of leads to lack of red zone production. They weren't all red zone trips, but there were red zone trips. And I know the thought of putting McCaffrey back in was supposed to help alleviate some of those issues. It didn't happen in the first week at this. What's going on there in the red zone with this team?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, and McCaffrey wasn't really utilized a lot. There was one 3rd down situation in the red zone where he caught, I think it was 3rd and 5, and he caught a 7-yard pass. And so that gave him a first down, but then it bogged down from there. It's obviously more than McCaffrey. I will say that this is what McCaffrey said afterward, is that he's not quite 100% back. Last year, I was astounded. He was one of the most prominent players in the spring season. So May and June practices, he was out there and going 100%. And then he took part in training camp. And so he hit the season on a roll. He needs to, get up to speed a little bit more before he's back to 2023 Christian McCaffrey. Although I will say it seemed like he was close to being that guy. So he's not fully back, but you're right. It's beyond that. Running the ball down there has become very difficult. I think that they've started to really lean on George Kittle in the red zone, and that's paid dividends. He's got 7 touchdowns right now. Only one NFL pass catcher has more, and that's Jamar Chase. He's got 10. But that just kind of underscores that 7 is a huge amount for this point in the season.
We'll finish this way, Matt. We talked about Ricky Pearsall yesterday, and I know we talked about Ricky Pearsall, DeMar Hamlin, and how the near tragedies that visited them both will forever kind of be a part of the conversation with their career. But I want to try to take that away. Let's say that Ricky was sprained an ankle and missed his first few games. We take that whole conversation off the table. Now that Kyle said Juwan Jennings is going to kind of be in that Brandon Ayuk spot, just give me your evaluation after a very short time of Ricky Pearsall, end of the first round, out of Florida. And is this a guy that as the season progresses, can Jennings, Debo, and Pearsall, I won't say not skip a beat, but skip less beats with Ayuk out?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if it'll ever be as good as the Ayuk, Debo, Jennings triumvirate, because you're missing the Ayuk component, and that's a huge component. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was a really good game for Ricky Pearsall, and I thought that more to the point, Brock Purdy's looking for him, and Brock Purdy trusts him to get open, and that's what he does. He does get open, and I think playing out of the slot, which I think he's going to do quite a bit, is a really good spot for him. Again, that last drive, the gotta have it drive. I mean, if you're Brock Purdy, you're not overthinking it. You're not like, oh, I'm going to hesitate to throw to the rookie. I don't really, know him that well. Haven't practiced a lot with him. He didn't do that. It was automatic, and there were 2 big catches. I mean, I think that goes a long way. I mean, that says a lot about that connection and the trust this team has in Ricky Pearsall.
All right. That is Matt Barrows of The Athletic. Make sure you read him, follow him, and get all your coverage of the San Francisco 49ers. When you're not getting it from us, of course, you can supplement. Or should I say, we'll supplement Matt. He's been around a long time.
And look for next week, Matt, when you weave in the Double Dutch Bus song into your article.
Yes, Double Dutch. Test me again next week. I'll try to come through for you, Jason.
Okay, thank you. We will.
Very good. Thank you, Matt. Talk to you soon. Why did I turn my mic off?
I don't know.
That was weird. We'll take a break. When we come back, top and bottom 5 NFL next.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SacktownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com. Don't you deserve healthcare you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Thunder, feel the thunder. It ignites something inside of you. Lightning and the thunder. Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it. Hear it. Feel it. Thunder. Feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Black Friday savings on now on the all-new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates, every new 2025 half-ton LT, RST, LTZ, and High Country in stock at Maida Chevy. Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area. $8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, and other offers. Ends 12/1/24. Source internet search 11/2/24.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and vocal.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Thanks again to Matt Barrows for joining us. And again, anything you ever miss on any of our shows at any portion, you can always go back to Sacktown Sports, to our website. Show will be podcast later. You can go to our YouTube page, watch anything like King's Rewind. You want to watch that again? You want to see that again? You want to see what drops Chris puts in there? You could do that at any point. So you can always check out any portion of the show. We look forward to all of you. And we appreciate all of you that do follow us on a regular basis, whether you listen live, whether you're checking this out later on in the day. We know there's different times and different timing for all of our lives out there. So we do appreciate that for all of you checking us out. We still have more to get to. We're going to have NFL top 5, bottom 5 here in a moment. And we had spent a lot of the show talking about the disappointment of the Sacramento Kings last night. Look, they've been at 6-5. It's not end of the world, but certainly a rough game for them yesterday. And Victor Wembanyama took over and absolutely dominated that game. But, it's a loss. Now you hope they bounce back with, 5 games in 7 days. This will be the third one coming up tomorrow, Dave, at home against Phoenix.
Yeah, exactly. They've got, and by the way, Phoenix not going to be happy.
No, they do play tonight. They've got a cup game tonight, the first of the in-season tournament games tonight. They're in Utah, so they'll be on the second night of a back-to-back.
I was told you can't win the second night of a back-to-back.
Well, we'll see.
Okay.
Hopefully that holds true.
Want to remind you, the chairman, Wilt Rancheria, Jesus Tarango, who just celebrated a birthday, by the way.
Really?
He's in the green room right now. And by green room, we mean our janky little room adjacent. With our friend Chris. And then Kevin Nagle will be rolling in.
Okay.
He's on what I like to call NST, Nagle Standard Time. So will he be early? Will he be late? I do not know.
Oh.
But we're going to
So
have
it's a split party right now.
That's exactly right. So if you have any loans, if you need to borrow any money, next segment.
I'm going to start with wishing happy birthday.
The kids call them ballers.
Yeah.
I think that's what they refer to.
Okay.
Ballers. In the meantime, NFL top and bottom 5. We are very excited with the vote coming up tonight. Chairman Tarango and Kevin Nagle joining us. Yeah, we're going to get all the information there and look towards the next chapter, a good chapter in the city of Sacramento. In the meantime, NFL top, bottom 5. Let's go. How you want to do it?
Let's go bottom 5.
Bottom 5?
I'll give you my 5th worst team. At 28, I have America's favorite team, the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
Got a bye week, but they're still at the bottom. They have 2 wins. At the moment, not a bright future. Doesn't mean that can't turn.
No.
But, I'm not a positive outlook right now for the Raiders. 5th worst team for me.
I also have the Raiders as well. Unfortunately, they didn't do anything wrong last week, but still.
Nor nothing right.
Give me, and by the way, at this point, we can pretty much get to any of these teams that are interchangeable.
Yeah.
Give me the Carolina Panthers, 2nd worst, or 4th worst team in the NFL.
Oh, well, that's interesting because I have I don't have the Panthers. I have the Cleveland Browns at 29th. Right now, it's been a rough season. Raiders did beat them. A little bit understandable. Some of the stuff they were a playoff team last year.
They were a playoff team.
But I have the Browns down there at 29.
Okay. Tennessee Titans coming in 3rd worst. They looked good for a second, and then they stopped looking good at all. And I also give me the New York Football Giants, 2nd to worst team in the NFL.
Okay, my next 2, I have the Titans in the same spot that you do at 30. And I have Jacksonville as the 2nd worst team at 31.
Okay. And then Jacksonville for me.
Is your worst team? Okay. I have put the Giants down there as the worst team right now in the National Football League.
All right. Going over to best teams, top 5. Give me number 5, the Philadelphia Eagles. No change from last week.
All right. Give me at number 5, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Look at you.
Yeah, that is a change from last week for me.
Lamar Jackson could be anywhere on this list. Give me the Baltimore Ravens, though, as the 4th best team in the NFL.
I like that. I didn't put them in this week based on their record. The record's still good. I have put for the first time, I believe, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Hey.
They've debuted. I put them at number 4.
Big test for them this weekend against the Houston Texans. Wait, who are they playing? No, they're playing somebody in their division.
I think it's the.
Is it the Texans?
No, in the division, it's either Baltimore or Cincinnati, I think.
Yeah, because they're not in that division. Jason, don't be silly. The Steelers are the Ravens.
The Ravens
are who they're hosting.
There you go. So our number 4s are playing each other.
That's right. Number 3, the Buffalo Bills.
Number 3, the Buffalo Bills. I think we're going to be the same here.
Top 3. Number 2, they escaped those Texans.
Yeah.
But the Lions.
Detroit Lions.
Roared. And then who chiefed?
Who chiefed? There you go. We figured it out. We got the best. We got the worst. No Niners in there.
Not yet.
Nope. Got a few more weeks to get there.
Squeaking one out against Tampa Bay. Not sure that's going to get you in the top 5. And what are the Raiders right now, by the way, coming off that bye? Let's just do a quick check. I should bring this up more. I don't. I can tell you right now, the chat would be killing me if it was the other way around. But the Las Vegas Raiders are 2-7 with 9 games remaining. They simply need to go 6
or 8 games remaining.
8 games remaining. Excuse me. They just need to go 6-2 for the bet to be won by the chatters. Not looking good.
Winning 6 of their next 8.
I wouldn't bet on it.
I would bet against that.
Yeah.
If I had a chance to bet that.
We will take a break. When we come back, Chairman Jesus Tarango of the Wilton Rancheria Tribe taking a huge step forward, hand in hand with Kevin Nagle and Sacramento Republic as they paint the landscape of this city and put a few things of their own on this. We're going to discuss how it all came together, what we're looking forward to tonight, and just get some background on everybody as you get to know them. Kevin Nagle, Jesus Tarango in studio next.
Malik Monk plays here.
Started left, goes right, steps back, launches the 3. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, my, that was sweet.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right, sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. And participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind, and that's okay. Because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, we own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And our job is to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. So whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night. The Sacramento Area Sewer District. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
The smarter way to clean your floors. It's time to make the swap. Swiffer Power Mop.
Introducing the new Swiffer Power Mop, the all-in-one tool that gives you a mop and bucket clean in half the time. The solution's built right in, so no heavy bucket, and the pad has hundreds of scrubbing strips to get deep into grout. Don't mop harder, mop smarter.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned certified cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our certified cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, reminding you that every deal at Folsom Lake Ford is a slam dunk. Shop all your favorite models on sale now, including America's best-selling truck for over 47 years, Ford F-Series, plus a huge selection of Broncos, Bronco Sports, and all of Ford's award-winning SUVs at FolsomLakeFord.com. Listen, I know a great play when I see one, and if you want to save on a new Ford, you gotta drive the lane straight to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with zero down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest financing, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. So hurry to Folsom Lake Ford, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they're my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop them online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emron Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland, and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fitting at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Welcome back. Kevin Nagle will join us shortly. He's just going through.
He's touring the area.
We've done this when we first moved here from Madison. I did this a few times where it's a little confusing on all the roads. He was in a suburban residential neighborhood.
Oh, he was a little bit off track, but that's okay.
Yeah, so they're about 2-3 minutes away, but that's great.
Yes,
in this sense, because our new friend, Chairman, Wilton Rancheria Tribe, Jesus Tarango, happy late birthday. Joins us right now, and I've gotten to know, I knew Chris who's in the other room a little bit. I told you,
I work with you,
Jana and Derek, not
that Chris.
Jana and Derek, they go back to Leatherby.
That's right.
And Jana and Derek are dear friends of ours.
Yes.
So there's already some dirt chewed together, and then spending time with Jesus as well. The energy is infectious. I am a psycho for anyone that advances the causes of this city. That's one of the reasons why I love Kevin so much. And this is a hell of an exciting time for you guys.
Oh, it's a great time. It's a good time to be a citizen of Wilton Rancheria, but I think a resident and citizen of the greater Sacramento region. I think the things that we have coming.
We'll get to, as we're today, big media tour. You'll see these guys on TV.
Yeah, they're going to be everywhere.
They're going to be everywhere. And then tonight's the big council vote. Like we said, kind of reminiscent of when the Kings voted for their arena. So we'll get another chance at that kind of joy. But it's got to be kind of a whirlwind, and I think the story of the land itself, as much as I'm a Republic fan, as much as I'm a Sacramento fan, that got me emotional when I heard about that. And I just think it's so cool. Cool is not the right word, Jesus. It's so amazing. The story behind that and you reclaiming what's rightfully yours.
Yeah, I think that that's part of the story, right? And in telling what's coming, we get a chance and an opportunity to tell the people of this region what this land has always meant to the people here. The American and Sacramento River, these rivers have been here since time immemorial too. And they served as freeways for other people to come here and gather in our great capital city. So to us, it's just bringing the land back to life, I think, and putting it in a more current picture, I would say, of communities coming together to gather for good times, and celebrations.
Yeah. And how do you envision keep telling that story when this all materializes, when the stadium's here and when there are people going to games and concerts and different things down there? How do you envision that story continue to be told years down the line?
Yeah, I think it starts with the indigenous people that come from this land. And although Wilton Rancheria is the only federally recognized tribe in Sacramento County, this land is home to many tribal nations around here. The Shingle Springs Band of Miwok Indians, United Auburn Indian Colony and Yochadihi, all these different tribes, Miwok Nisenan people and Putwin people, we call this place home. And so I think that as we go down this road, it's also giving these other tribes opportunities to share that Wilton Rancheria is not the only tribe from this area. And we all have so much in common. I think that's where you start seeing those stories being told, having more people come and to share their stories, because again, this is a victory for all people that come from this region. And I think that's how it needs to be told.
Why soccer? What brought this to you? And when you first heard about it, was it oh man, this sounds great? Or did you have to warm to the whole idea? How did that work?
It was easy for me.
Yeah.
Growing up, soccer was my favorite sport. Loved playing it in high school, played a comp level, but football had to choose football for my scholarship to kick. But why soccer? It's a worldly sport. I think it's something that's known throughout the world. But I think when you look at it, that soccer ball represents, to me, somebody picking up a ball, somebody else not having a ball but wanting to play, may not wanting to know, or maybe not knowing how to play, but just coming together. And I think that a soccer team here, I think, is one of the first steps for us to really unite our community. It's going to bring everybody together, but it's also going to allow other people to come and visit our home. And even though they're not from here, they're going to get a chance to experience, what this area means to us, and take a piece of it back to where they come from as well. But I think that's where it starts. And I think soccer, it's the perfect sport for this area.
Yeah, I think it just, the sports to me, and Dave and I talk about this all the time, it just, and you played it some, right? It just gives you so many life lessons, but I think you're so right on what it also does for the community. Brings everybody together. There's going to be joy. There'll be heartache. There'll be celebrations. There'll be people will have lifetime memories. Yeah. And that it's all connected to the Republic, to you guys, to downtown, to Sacramento, and outlying regions coming in. I think that's the power of all of this.
Yeah, no, I think one of the coolest things is that, what the Republic FC already has in their fan base. How you doing, brother? That pride and that honor, that speaks to my people as well. And so again, giving that team that already has that, now aligning it with a tribal nation, now we share that in common, and so that it's easy for us to all get behind the Republic FC in this region and be proud of the area that we come from.
Hey, guy knows how to make an entrance. The second half of our in studio. You found your way here. It's not, I defended you a little bit, Kevin. It's not the easiest place to find this studio.
Hey, you know what? It's really funny. He's my boss now.
Got to make that first impression, right?
I felt really guilty about it.
Yeah, you guys going to have a talk afterwards.
Yeah,
maybe write up something.
A little kangaroo court fine.
Yeah. Well, you back here for the Whirlwind Part 2, huh?
It's going to be an exciting moment. Glad to see everybody today.
We were just talking to the chairman about why soccer, why the Republic, how this all came about. And you guys have been talking about it. You will be talking as we kind of educate the public on all of this. But let me ask you from your perspective, because we've said it on the show many times. This has been a long road for you. It didn't happen overnight. You've been out there searching, not just for a partner, but you've always said behind the scenes, the right partner, the partner that you can trust to further the interests of this city from a good place. So how did it come about, Kevin? And when did you know, hey, this is it?
It's a great question. I mean, first of all, we've had,
thank you.
you got the next 48 minutes. We're going to talk about this. Yeah. Bleeds over into the next program.
Yeah.
Right? I'm that guy that can't wait to hear what he says next.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
But what really happened was, you are absolutely right. We've had a number of potential suitors as partners. Some of them seemed to be pretty good. A lot of them just didn't really fit the bill. We really wanted somebody who was Sacramento. That's really, in the end, in my heart, I really felt. Now, in the case of when I had a chance to meet my friends at Wilton Rancheria, I think as the chairman and I both said, it really was like love at first sight.
Yeah.
Don't take anything more than
sure
the fact that this fit just felt too good to be true. This was their land, where we wanted to go in at the rail yards. They were here before any of us.
That's right.
And we were trying to do something that was really going to be really important for the present and future of Sacramento. And so I would say this much. Maybe it's really great that all those others failed before now. And I really mean it, because it's going to be in the right hands.
Mm-hmm. Karma, fate, all that, coming together for a reason. And I spent a lot of time with you guys on Thursday, and we talked about it on Friday. There is a palpable respect and love between. I've known this guy 12 years. He hasn't shown me half the love he's shown you guys. I can tell there's a lot of
That's
respect.
just something about you, Dave.
I think it does. But Chairman, there is, it seems like there's a camaraderie, there's a chemistry, but also a mutual respect. You obviously respect the road that Kevin's traveled to get here, and he both publicly and privately completely and immensely respects all the roads you've taken to get here as well.
Yeah, no, I think I say it often, we have 2 eyes, 2 ears for a reason. Mm-hmm. Somebody like Kevin, for us, we've watched, we've observed, we've heard him, we've listened to him. And then when, that meeting, it really is love at first sight. But I think for us in the Native people, it's just really looking at him for who he is. And I think what you see is what you get. And that's rare sometimes in some of the worlds that we live in. And so for us, it's more or less that he's just a brother of ours, and he's in the situation he's in and has the ability to do certain things that others can't. And, for us, I don't think we could have found a better partner, and partner's not even the right word. It's more of a brother, where we come from, and he's one of our family members. And, I think it's happening exactly when it's supposed to happen with the right people.
I know for both of you to be where you are, obviously you're successful, but there's your visionaries, you have vision, you have dreamers a little bit. I'd love to hear from both of you, Jesus and Kevin. Like, let's think about what this looks like in 2027, 2020, and down the line. Like, what do you guys vision this project looking like?
Well, first of all, this is really the first phase. I mean, really what it is the rail yards. It's 242 acres, but we're going to take 31 acres. The first part of it is really going to be a stadium, but that's really only the beginning. I mean, you've got a lot of other acreage, and that development, we're going to probably look at it and see somewhere in the area of $300 million, I think, initially over the next couple of years that will be injected into it. And then what you'll see, I think, if everything goes to plan, but that is very flexible because, the tribe, they've got their ideas on maybe what they want to do, which is different than what we've really planned.
Sure.
But in its present form, it's about $1.5 billion worth of investment over a period of time, which is absolutely unbelievable for downtown Sacramento. It has really struggled, as you know, since COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, it had an enormous amount of momentum. So really what it's going to do, it's going to double the downtown core area of Sacramento. But I think what it's going to offer, not just a stadium with a lot of opportunities, where you may have, various sporting events and other non-sporting events, but housing, mixed use, mixed retail use. And then also, I think what the idea is, what our partner has in mind. And I mean, I don't want to use this. The sky's the limit,
right, Chairman?
I think it's everything to what Kevin said and then some. I think that's where we all have gifts. My gifts that I have. Our visionary sitting in the other room. And again, even doing something like this is out of the ordinary for most tribes. When they want to think about economic development, gas stations, smoke shops, casinos and whatnot. And for us, we have an amazing COO who, he's definitely a dreamer, and I think that the people should just know that, we're just like anybody else, and being stewards of this land, we want what the community wants as well. And bringing those things to our capital city. I think that it truly is sky's the limit, but I think it's going to have something for everybody.
I'll kind of piggyback on what you said, because I think this is such an important part of the story. You have your stereotypes. You have obviously the tragic loss of land and so much else that you've endured. You see Native Americans depicted in movies and in popular culture. It's the same tropes over and over again, like you said, casinos, reservations, all the different things. This is as I understand it, this is the first franchise majority owned by a Native American tribe. And beyond that, the development, the building and shaping of downtown. So when you looked at this whole process, how important is that, the part that you're doing to rewrite again some of those tired old stereotypes into this brand new future?
Yeah, no, I think it's great that we have the opportunity. But I hope that even some other tribes out there and even some other cities and states are asking themselves, why did it take so long to happen? When you think about Wilton, we're 2 years from opening up our Sky River Casino, almost 14, 15 years from being winning back our recognition as a federally recognized tribe. So I would say, to us, it's like, why did it take so long? Wilton, we just think different. And I think that it takes people on both sides of the fence to say, hey, what do we really want for our community? What do we want for this place? It's easy for people to stay in their silos and kind of just stay where they want to be. And for us, I mean, sky is the limit where we want to get out here. We want people to know about tribes. We want people to have a sense of pride in the land that they come from. And this is a perfect opportunity for us to do that, have that pride in our land, but our people as well.
Yeah, I'd say this much. It was really interesting. I'd had some experience with some other tribes. I mean, I was looking at a project just on a really sort of a charitable side down in San Diego, almost on the border. And it was really, the tribe was really, really impoverished.
Mm-hmm.
And so you had to see one side of that. And then there's some other tribes that we worked with and we saw what they were doing. But when we had a chance to really meet, Chairman and Chris Franklin, who he mentioned a second ago, the vision was just unbelievable. And it was really the thing that I think we both really aligned is that they saw not just doing, I think, the things, that what Jesus said in terms of, just casinos and cigarettes and alcohol, but being a visionary and just much greater than that. And so when we started to talk about it, that really excited me.
Yeah.
And then there was a part that we talked about that we really feel, collectively that we had charitable obligations, the right thing to do for your community, above and beyond just the side that, we're really talking about. And that really excited me. And I think when we were sort of sussing each other out, wanted to see what my position was on that. And I wanted to hear the same thing. And it was just amazing. It just aligned itself so much. As we said, it was almost too good to be true.
I know last Thursday was the great announcement. There was so much excitement. Today's a big night still too, the vote. I don't know if we knock on wood, everybody feeling pretty good about everything tonight. We're in good shape.
I think so. I don't think it's going to be like the Tuesday night election last week in a different way, but I think that we've got a pretty good feel.
Good.
I really think that, look, the mayor's done a great job. Yeah. We've tried to keep everybody, in the loop. At the event last week, I think we had almost all the entire city council there, if not all of them, almost all.
That's a good sign.
And it was very positive. I mean, it's only for the better, greater of Sacramento. It's just, you can't say anything else. So somebody's going to have to tell me otherwise.
When you're going to get these questions all day, you've gotten these questions before, but I guess the first one, the most obvious one would be, what is this? And either of you can take this. People are going to want to know, what does this mean for MLS? Does it mean anything for MLS?
Look, MLS is always there. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're doing this not because of MLS.
Yeah.
We're doing this. If MLS shows up, great. If they don't, we've got a greater Sacramento that is evolving right now. I mean, they are. I will say this much: we're in communication with them. Mm-hmm. There's just no question about that. And I think that they're very. I'm going to guess. I haven't talked to anybody since then, but I think that they were made aware that we were going to make this announcement. I haven't talked to them since. I think maybe Todd has, and I'm sure they're going to be very happy because they know that Sacramento is a fantastic soccer market, mm-hmm. and I think that we've already demonstrated that. They already voted us in once before. The reality of it is they're going to come back and take a look at it. I'm going to guess at some point in time, but we're not chasing that.
And Chairman, it almost seems like, I don't want to say it's an afterthought, MLS, but that's not why you're doing this deal.
No, I think that, I'm not a big social media guy, but, I think just the buzz that this announcement made to our city and our region.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing it.
Yeah.
I think you see that. And I think that we hope to see other people wanting to invest in our downtown region as well. And again, if we're the first ones to do it and make that step, then let's do that. But I think that's ultimately why we're doing it. Sure, MLS would be amazing, but we're really doing it for our people in our land.
Let me just say this much, Dave. I think this is interesting, and I think you picked up on it as well. In fact, you might have even shared it with me. I think I shared it a little bit with the chairman. This made so much noise. It got international recognition.
Yep.
And then what was really great is, as you may know, on the Huddersfield, social media, they all of a sudden they posted a lot about, Wilton Rancheria. Yep. And they described, what it was. It's really hard for them to understand culturally, but they, at some point, someone described how does the Native American community fit into the U.S. And somebody at some point said, well, I think that the U.S. citizens who were there, they chased the Native Americans away, much like the way we were trying to do, meaning the UK.
Yeah.
Came in and tried to disrupt the colonies as they were trying to create their own nation.
Circle.
So it was sort of funny. They had this discussion going, trying to understand it, somewhat intellectual, and I really appreciate it. But they were asking a lot about the tribe,
because that connection between the English team and this team and the communities, because Huddersfield's very much, if we've noted, much like Sacramento, which is a perfect jumping place to when are we getting you over to England to watch a match? Gotta happen.
Oh, we're ready to go. I think we'll plan something here soon, hopefully.
Are you okay with walking 8 miles every morning like this guy likes?
Absolutely. As long I don't know how early though.
Sounds like you're not.
No, I'm not, and it happens every time. Come on, man, let's go.
No, the funny thing about it, Dave, he's all fired up on day one, and then on day two, he goes, I got
blisters.
I got.
He's giving you the blister line.
I'm like, yeah, the blister, and then his left knee got wrenched one day.
I worked through it. Just saying, I
You're a
literally
hero.
had blisters. I am kind of a hero. All right, I want it, Kevin. This is for you. I'm holding some notes in my hand.
It's usually, by the way, it's usually a trick question.
I'm kind of nervous.
I know.
You couldn't get a deal done. You didn't communicate with the fans. You didn't care about Sac Republic because you were so into Huddersfield. You were running the whole thing into the ground. These are just some of the things. I was on a plane, full disclosure with you, back from England. And Sac Republic had just lost in the playoffs. And it's a tightrope because some of the people saying this are some of the biggest fans and supporters of the club. At the same time, it's one of the reasons why I tend to get pissed off, because I've seen for years these things being lobbed, and through no fault of their own, people don't know what was going on behind the scenes, and the fact that you couldn't say anything because you didn't want to do anything to jeopardize anything. Now that this is coming to fruition, hopefully tonight, how much are you looking forward to being able to tell the story and really fill in some of these blanks that a lot of these folks have?
Well, the story goes back a lot further than this, as you know, Dave.
Yeah.
Some of the things we've never really disclosed. We're going to start to talk about it a little bit, I think, because the history of the Republic. But let me just, some of those people who are naysayers, I can appreciate them, their passion. I really can. But what I always have to remind them of is, you've got a franchise that essentially is 11 years old. It's made the playoffs every year but once. They did win a championship. We're the runner-up U.S. Open Cup.
Yeah.
We've won a couple league titles, and I always say we need to try harder, but I think we got a little bit spoiled because I'm a Kings fan, and I think these people were Kings fans.
Yeah.
And I mean, Kings, we're battlers, and I mean, just to get to the playoffs was massive. But I mean, I think in some ways, the Republic fans, not a lot of them, they got a little bit spoiled. I mean, we had great support,
sure,
year in, year in and year out. And at the same time, because we didn't win a championship, we always try harder. That's our goal, and be a better organization. But we'll get a chance to talk to some of those people a little bit more. I think we did invite them, didn't we? I think we invited them to have a one-on-one.
Yeah, invited them to have lunch. Yeah. And then of course there will be a bunch of fans out there tonight. And I before we switch off of this, I want to, because I know what you mean, obviously, spoiled when it comes to performance. The other part that I'm sure you're going to talk about too is being very aware of Cal Expo and the seats and the stands and the security and a lot of things your hands were tied on that, because without Cal Expo, it's almost a homeless sports team. So you got to, but now,
look, a couple things. First of all, we have fabulous fans.
Yeah.
Our fans with the Republic, they're great. I mean, they are. You just have a few people that, as you know, sometimes they're naysayers. It's the half full, half empty, glass. But the reality of it is, you're right, it's very difficult. That's why our strategic partner, it's so important, because now it's going to be ours, and we can just think about all the different things we can do. You got 365 days a year. When that stadium is up, that means that essentially you're going to have 20, 25 matches a year.
Yeah.
You subtract that out, you've got a whole lot of time to do a cadre of different activities. The sky's the limit on that. Again,
yeah, we'll use it.
Yeah,
we'll use it.
And I know, wasn't the talk to a music venue, right? I mean, there's a lot of opportunities. And the thing that I'm hearing from you guys is, look, there's competition here, but whether it's the Kings, the A's are going to be here for however talent, the River Cats, Sac State Davis, there's just a lot of stuff going on. But it sounds like everything you guys are doing is for the Republic, certainly, but also the community, just really the betterment of Sacramento.
I absolutely. I
kind of root for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. We're Sacramento, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is where we come from. But I also think that it speaks to the diversity of our region as well. That you have people that, that may not even know about soccer, but because of the demographic or, because of the tribe, maybe they're going to come out, And so I think that's the idea, is just to bring our community out, but it's something to be proud of. I think that's the end of the day for the tribe. The sense of pride that we have in knowing where we come from, knowing our people, we want to give that to all Sacramento people, and I think building that stadium, it doesn't matter if you go there for a concert or a market or a game, you're going there because this is in your home and you're proud of that. And I think that's the beauty, because that doesn't cost anything. It's just about being proud.
And earlier this year on a Saturday night, the Kings were playing, the Republic were playing, Sac State were playing. We were all playing at home at the same time. We were a sellout. The Kings were a sellout. And I think that Sac State got really strong attendance. This is a market that's much, There was a time when I think we worried about that. We don't worry about that anymore.
What do we say? Don't be afraid to let Sacramento grow. Isn't that what you said I think we were on the plane when you said, don't be afraid to grow.
It's happening.
Because there are some people out there that have that trepidation, right?
They do. There's just no question about it. But I mean, look, there have been times when actually I went from a Kings game right to a Republic game, and I think even vice versa. And I mean, if I could probably make the Sac State game that night, I've done it. But I think we've got our own fans that overlap. But I'm not competing with them. Yeah. Look, I own part of the Kings for a lot of years. I've got great passion for them.
Yeah,
I want everyone to have success.
Mr. Chairman, I don't want to be presumptuous, because I know that's kind of in the future, but will we see? Have you thought about maybe some influence within the team as far as different appreciation nights, different influences, different messaging, education, fun, just kind of putting that fingerprint on the whole franchise?
Yeah, no, I think you definitely get excited about some of those opportunities. But also I think we're going to be very cautious. Sure. And when those things allow or they come, then we'll do. I think subtly, though, even in some of the uniform stuff, the different patterns, and what they represent, I think it's important to have those conversations with our partners here, and as long as it speaks to the same things, that what it represents, and I think that there's some similarities and things already that the team and the tribe share, but super excited, to be able to have that, because again, for us, it's like what you see, you don't see that a lot.
Right.
And we're hopeful to do that here in our region and let it take off, let it go to a different place, another city, another tribe, and let them have that, bring that sense of pride and honor to their home as well.
Maybe the Kevin Nagle walk-off for walkathon for charity, 8 miles.
We could do it.
Could Dave do it?
I'll do the play-by-play.
Oh, come on.
These guys are visionaries.
They are. No, getting to know you guys has been fun. And, a lot of, I guarantee you, somebody might listen and say, what are you guys talking about? Just get it done, this, that, whatever. Jason,
process.
It is a process. Yeah. And Jason's been here forever. I've been here forever. A lot of people listening have been here forever. This is a local station. And it's nice to see the ball, no pun intended, moving forward.
I just have a question. Why are you crumbling the
show's over,
very
baby.
important questions that he
show's
had
over.
for the chairman and I, and he crumbled it up.
Yeah.
Dave, I just have one last question.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
It's a hard one, Jason. Who was buried in Grant's tomb?
It's a great question. We'll take a break. I'm a glass half open guy. For the chairman, for Kevin Nagle, Christopher Laud, Matt Barrows, Sean Salisbury, Jason Ross, I'm Carmichael Dave. Light the beam. Bye-bye.
The quest for ring number 6 happens here on Sacktown Sports 1140.